All right,
dude. We're live. Sean, why don't you grab a seat here?
Hey, Sean, why don't you fucking take a seat here, man?
We're here with my roommate, Tommy, my adult roommate, Tommy Pope, my male adult roommate.
It looks like we're visiting our old grandfather.
Look at
an old folk home.
He's sitting there. Tell us.
This is nice.
It's not that you seem so embarrassed about it.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It's good.
You're
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
nice.
It looks like he's sitting in like a dunk tank. He's very uncomfortable.
yeah, dude.
Just relax, dude.
You're just
Yeah,
producing.
relaxed.
You're producing, bro.
I know, I'm very relaxed right now.
I know. I can tell. He's producing.
What's up?
Chilling, bro.
The fuck's up with you? It's so
Ready for the
dark.
Ready for the camera. What?
It's dark in here.
I know, dude. I can't see a fucking thing.
The production stinks.
Right before we started, before
Look
the
at that.
camera cut on, I was like, "Shane, don't ever fucking go anywhere." It's like, "Oh, hey guys, what's going on?" Sean, just welcome up. Don't ever fucking go anywhere.
Everybody makes me sit the other way. So how have you been, Matt? I haven't spoken to you.
Dude, I've been fighting the effects of
You're
my
long haul.
COVID, dude.
Yeah.
My long hauler, dude. I'm telling you, I would love to have been like, my plan was to be like, yeah, got it. Didn't even fucking notice it. I got fucking, I'm fine. It's just I keep coughing.
Yeah,
I'm
you're not
mucus,
dude.
bro.
I got it. It was fine, but that's fine.
That's what I wanted. That's
Well,
what I
that's-
wanted. But here's what happened, dude. There's been a development. There's been a development. I've been researching treatments because there's no treatment for COVID really.
Yeah.
You can't. There's no protocol for outpatient treatment. It's
Yes.
just take the thing. Hopefully it works. Can't really speak on it. I don't want YouTube fucking
Yeah,
blowing you up
don't
for
talk
misinformation?
COVID, dude.
I'm not talking COVID. I'm just talking about there's no outpatient treatment that I know of you can do.
Okay.
So I looked some stuff up, and apparently in the papers, dude, in the literature, there's promising stuff about cannabinoids. I just saw a headline. I said,
Of
you know what?
cannabis.
Yeah. So I said, you know what? Because
Weed, man.
You smoke weed, right? Or you do mushrooms?
I don't really smoke that much anymore. However, now that I have
What's
to,
that much?
smoking specifically, I don't. I was more of an edible dude for a while, and then
How often are you high off your ass?
in the last couple months, really, maybe like once or twice. I can.
Oh, in the last couple months, you
Not
got
a lot.
high once or twice?
Not a lot. Yeah.
That's it?
Not a lot. Like I mean, like
All you got to do is
stoned,
be around
No,
this
how
kid.
about a little bit?
a little bit high, 15 times.
Okay.
Not bad.
That's
That's nothing.
What's
dude.
that, 10 milligrams?
Yeah, or the pen, just kind of puffing away on the pen.
My
That's
dealer
nothing.
just gave me free 50 milligrams if you want one.
350.
No, 350 milligrams.
Who gave him to you?
Just this dealer.
You have a dealer?
You have
I got a guy.
edible
You
dealer?
don't have a dealer.
I got a dealer. I got a
Since
mushroom
when?
guy. A
What?
weed guy. I can get you anything. I can get you
Wait,
fucking. I can get you a gun in 25 minutes.
You have a
When did you get a
specific
dealer,
edible
dude?
I've had a dealer for years.
You
bro.
got a secret dealer?
Yeah.
Well, I knew about some dealers.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was some.
Yeah,
I knew there was some contacts in other departments.
and it expanded into the mushrooms.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
mushroom
And he
guy.
gave me the freeze dried air seal packaging.
Yeah.
He's like, try these.
That always
How they
impressed
are.
me. Matt had one of those things.
The what?
When you
One of
sold
those
weed,
sealed things. The
Oh, yeah.
sealing the package.
Oh yeah, vaccine.
I saw that. I was like,
I
this
just
guy's
ran out of your
legit.
mushroom pills. I need a new batch because I've started doing the 3 to 5 a day.
I'll get you.
Yeah,
You're doing it every day. You're gobbling.
I did it for 2 weeks. I did 3 to 5 a
You
day.
gobbled.
You got to take days off, dude.
Oh, you do?
They're gonna stop working at all.
Oh, what do you do?
You do the Fatamon protocol, dude. 1 day on, 3 days off.
I don't fucking
Or
know.
you do the Stammet stack. Stammet stacks 5 days
You
on.
either
3
do
days off.
Fatamon or Stamets, you fucking idiot.
I know.
What, do you not know?
I recommend the Fatamon protocol. Fatamon
There's no
protocol.
directions on the bottle he gave me,
Fatamon protocol.
and that's 3 on, 1 off.
2 on, or no, 1 on, 2 off.
Fucking eyes are burning.
The smoke is so
Dude,
good.
smoke.
It's like deep oven smoke
Oh.
too. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
in a fucking coal mine.
Yeah, it's a fucking. We're working at a diner.
Yeah, there's
No, Noah.
No, stop picking
Hand out
the
the
cheese.
cheese.
Is
But
the
yeah.
cheese in frame?
Yeah, we gotta get
The
Yeah,
only
we
cheese.
time the
get
kid
cheese.
smiles when he gets a
Cheese
piece
in
of meat in his hands.
But yeah,
Are you still sick?
I feel better now. I'm telling you, dude. So I was doing some research. I'm going through the literature,
You good?
deep comprehensive analysis of the literature. Like we all do deep comprehensive analysis of
course.
the literature.
Dude, I can't read more than one paragraph. Anything I'm like now.
So yeah, I'm
I
reading.
tried
that.
to read a book this weekend.
Did you really? What'd you read?
3 pages, went to bed.
I couldn't even read Rogan's post. Like, you know, he has sometimes he has like 2 or 3 paragraphs. I'm like, what is this? I forget what I already started reading.
Don't you dare disrespect my best friend.
True.
Don't you fucking dare,
It's
dude.
so funny, dude. I was telling him like you shared one clip. Like he
yeah.
went in like 3 short months. To his first episode was like very quiet and nervous
Yeah.
a little bit. Last episode was like, "Shut the fuck up, Joe. You're pissing me off." Now he's up Rogan's ass.
No, Rogies, dude. Don't.
That was
talk
a joke.
about it. That's
That was
Mike,
fun,
my
yeah.
best friend.
I was doing shut the fuck up and follow the
No, of
science.
course.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
No, you're exactly right though. The first time I did Rogies, I was like, Crab's World. It was textbook Crab's World.
I remember the first time you did comedy podcasts way back when, and like I'd be on like somebody's podcast, and I'd just sit there and be like, should I talk? In my head it was like, should I talk now?
Yeah.
Oh, this would be funny about that thing, but that was kind of long ago. They said that. Sat there the whole time like,
Go back and listen to.
Now you're just eating cheese in a smoke den.
Yeah.
Whatever comes up, comes up.
Listen to how we used to talk. If you listen to an old episode, we've
Yeah.
changed the way we speak.
yeah.
When we first started, it'd be like, dude, I was thinking about the fucking thing about this thing.
Every time I catch an old clip, I listen to it. I usually do it on the toilet, and I go, Jesus.
We
fucking
sound totally
Christ. I sound like a fucking idiot.
we both sound like complete fools.
What did you eat 7 years ago?
Probably 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, I
6
think-
years.
Yeah, I think so.
Jeez, time flies when
True.
you're having crippling anxiety every day. Time flies. When every week is the same.
Yeah.
You do a podcast, you're like, what the fuck did I say?
Yeah, time flies when you think you're actively destroying your life and legacy.
For Patreon money.
Yeah.
Real short
shit,
term.
I black out every night. I forget half those 7 years.
Yeah, I was getting banged
Good
up.
move.
I took it east this weekend.
Did you really?
And I didn't have fun.
What?
I had to do stand up without drinking. You got to do it.
You got to have 1 or 2 beers.
That's what I said.
It doesn't do anything to your body. 2 beers. 2 beers is the medical limit. The doctors say.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that's good for you.
That's in the
Doctors
literature.
say.
Yeah.
They're like, drink 3 glasses of wine. It's good for the polyphenols.
It is.
I think about
You're
that.
I heard
Drink a
that.
glass of
I
wine
heard
when you're
that
pregnant
study
every
got
day.
funded. I heard that
About
study.
big wine.
I think.
Well, I heard they found that they were like, "Yo, we arranged the data in a way that makes it look like if you have 2 drinks, it's good for your health." And like they pitched that study to alcohol companies, and they're like, "You guys want this info?
Yeah.
We'll sell you this." Study.
Well, I
They're like,
believe it, so I
It's
trust the
not
science.
fucking. It's not like
could be the case.
I'm not drinking like Russian booze wine.
Yeah.
Could be the socialization aspect though. So
The what?
could be just like the fact that people who drink hang out with, and have pals.
Yeah, that
True.
might help you
True.
significantly.
Yeah.
But unless you're getting hammered and fighting everybody every night.
toss in a little difference of opinion, no big deal.
So I tried not to drink this weekend in Tacoma, Washington.
Was that a little jab at me for our temperature
Oh,
conversation
not at all.
last night?
Not at all. But the temperature conversation has been slightly solved, even though I'm sure you don't believe me. So, every once in a while, Tom will crank the thermostat up as far as it goes.
It's to activate the
'Cause
water tanks.
Tom believes, and I'm not saying you're wrong. Well, I am saying you're wrong now. I wasn't sure. So it's an old shitty place. So the thermostat the whole way up just means on.
Okay.
Either the radiators are on or off. It doesn't matter. That was the old way of thinking. I Galileo'd out. I came in. I said, "Here's some new theories," and I was crucified last night.
Wait, you guys,
I
have
came
radiator heat? You have radiator
Yeah.
heat? Okay.
dude. I came in here last night, and it
pumps
was
on like
it
that.
was a
It's nice.
sauna.
It's nice.
It was
I was having a good time.
piping hot.
He was
I
gone
came
for
in.
3 days. I adjusted my body temperature, the temperature internally.
And you got plants in
I got
there,
plants
too.
to
He
take
does-
care of.
that was- he
the
did bring
girls
that
get
up.
it. Me and the girls get it good when
He
Shane's
did.
on the road, dude. even the plants are back there sweating like meat.
He did bring that up. He was like, the plants, it's going to be me and the plants. It's tropical
Look,
climate.
it's just like mushrooms. Got to give them 3 days good stuff.
I hear you.
2 days not.
True.
So I came in and I was like, in my head, I was like, I know the thermostat's the entire way up. Because I was like, this has been an ongoing discussion. Whether it's on or off, or there's some levels to it.
Yeah.
I'm more of a there's some levels to it guy.
You think it's a continuum?
Yes. So I came in. I think it's a spectrum. So I came in. I said, in my mind, I was like, the thermostat's the entire way up. This place is 900 degrees. I walk over, check. Of course, it's the entire way up.
Dude.
I was like, dude, it is so hot.
You
in here.
have
He
to
was like,
do
what?
that. And then
he was so mad that I said it was too hot.
No, because I don't think it was. But maybe my body adjusted.
When-
Is there
as soon
numbers,
as-
or do you guys just have like a dial?
No,
There's
it's numbers.
numbers,
He
but
sets it to
I'm
100 degrees.
I'm telling you, it does. It didn't matter. I've been here for fucking 8 years, 9 years, and never has that thing adjusted to a certain temperature.
Until today when I showed him.
But
Until this morning when I said, here's how it works.
I'm talking about. So upstairs doesn't activate.
Get your fucking hands off me.
The upstairs doesn't activate until you get to like
Yes.
72.
And that
or
is
something
true.
like
And
that.
the upstairs neighbors, we control their heat. So they would text us and be like,
If we
hey,
don't get
can
to
you-
a certain number on there,
Yeah.
they can't turn their heat on. And
Yes.
so once, yeah. It's a fucking 100-year-old building.
I know someone who had something like that, and then the Pico came out, or whoever came out
And
was
changed
like, you
it?
don't got no. They were like, you don't have to pay, like your electric bill at all.
What?
You're not.
I wonder
allowed
if
to
they
do that.
didn't have to pay for heat.
You probably don't. Well, they're not supposed to.
When there was an Irish bitch in the basement, she started lumping all her shit together, and
Yeah.
I was getting a real high bill, and I'm like, I don't think you're splitting this up 3 ways. And turns out that
Yeah.
Dego was getting in my ass with the
that-
money.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
old man was fucking me over.
Yeah, he probably saw a young Italian. He probably had to take a little bit off the top of it. He's
you
like,
gotta
"Ah,
think. You gotta give him the think.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's go back to
Sorry.
the battle. There was a battle last night. It wasn't much of a battle.
There was no. Listen, we're very good with showing our chest and moving on.
Yes.
Chris, not good.
Chris, no.
He
would
will
have sulked.
elevate.
You guys bare teeth at each other last
Oh,
night.
yeah.
Yeah. No, we just we're two alphas respecting each other's stance.
True.
Yeah.
You say a couple things, gritted teeth. You show eyes like this. I hear you,
Yeah.
and
there's-
then and it doesn't elevate because it's like talking to your dad, going, "I got it. The message is there. I don't have any other ill will feelings, and I
And
don't have a hidden agenda. I'm not a passive aggressive bitch. If I had an issue there, I could be like, wait, there's one. Well, I am sometimes.
No,
But not to
I was
you-
just
not
saying
to
that
you.
was a bit of a passive.
Dude.
That was a bit of a passive aggressive shot at O'Connor.
Well, he's not here, so I can't.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me
Chris
say this.
will elevate something and he'll insult you.
So hold on. So this also helped the tension. This built the tension. Tom's been chilling for a couple days, no roommates. When you're chilling by yourself, no roommates, the second someone walks in the door, you're just like, fuck.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. So he's upset
Because
about
now
that.
you're in my vibe.
I just flew across the country all day, landed on a tarmac, had to sit there for another hour for some de-icing bullshit. Then have to go wait for my bag for another fucking 45 minutes because JFK's a nightmare. Damn. So then I get into the house and it's 900 degrees. So we're both coming in with a little extra fucking.
Also,
I'm not happy.
It's just me here. I can fix the temperature really quickly, and then I give you the remote, and you got your time.
Yeah. I fixed the temperature. I was handed the remote. I turned it off. I said, "I'm going to bed."
So what's the deal?
So let's get this
I'm
correct.
saying the
Now-
option was yours.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
now
I
that-
was trying to make you comfortable.
was.
How's the temp go now that there's like a new understanding about?
Well, we'll see.
Day
'cause
one, baby.
This is
Is
day
it
one.
really?
Yeah.
So this morning I got up.
Usually
and,
when you
and
don't
said
burn
it.
the house down, it's a lot easier to regulate.
Yeah. I said it correct,
Shout out GF.
and I said, "Look, I set it to like 70. You can see it's on. It's not pumping, but it's on."
Yeah.
And then we shook hands. We stood right here, shook hands, said the dispute is
Yeah,
finished.
it was like if two bears actually shook paws.
You guys are like some like Dust Bowl Kentuckians. Being like,
Yeah, we had to
this
settle
is
it.
out. You're on to something there.
I'll tell you what.
Put this behind us.
You know, he made a smart remark about it, but there is somewhat of a joy of living with an adult at this age because you really do learn a lot about life and you learn patience in many ways that you can then take it into your next relationship where you live with a woman
Yeah, hopefully
and
when
have
a woman,
a family.
when you finally settle down with a woman.
Yeah.
No, because you'll just be like, dude, that was nothing what I was dealing with my adult.
No,
100%.
compared to a woman.
100%.
You're just gonna be like, that.
I've lived with 6 women.
Yeah, dude.
It's not this rules.
It's smoke and mirrors, dude. You guys are having like a disagreement between men. You go if you're doing like, oh, I'm gonna move in with. I'll take some of what I learned with like adult men and move it towards women. Doesn't apply.
Does it?
None of it applies, dude.
Yeah.
You're going to it's just.
It's
fantasy.
crazy how much
it's a
more
fantasy
patient
realm, dude.
I am with a man as opposed to a woman.
How
Because I
like
could just go, yo, it's my bad, dude. I was fucking.
yeah.
I was out of my pocket last night.
Yeah, there's like a law.
It's all right.
There's a law that states that like not like it's more of like a like a law of the universe, like physics laws. Like if like 6 women plan something and do it, 2 of them are gonna like fucking freak out. Like, they can't
Wait, this is
plan.
physics?
Yeah, they can't
Yeah, like if
plan.
they're like, we're going to Nashville.
Yeah, they can't plan a trip for more than
3
like
of them
7
will be
people.
like, it's too expensive. She knows I'm short on money. That,
Yeah, right.
that bitch is doing this on purpose.
dude. They can't plan a thing for 7. If you have 7 chicks, like, all right, all of you guys go do the same thing. Go. It's just like, who the fuck did she think she is?
Yeah.
She had to wear those shoes. She knows I wanted those. Sean, could you do me a kindness? Could you fix me up a nice meat and cheese cracker?
Of course.
Luck of the draw. I'd like to see what you come up with here.
Okay.
It will be critiqued. All right.
You sure?
That's good.
All right. It's a cracker.
Don't go, Pat. Don't go, Pat.
Those aren't
No, no,
Paps.
no, no. That's
Those
for
aren't
children.
Paps. That's salam.
Oh,
dude.
it is. All right.
Salami's for adults.
Prosciutto.
Oh, I like
Is there any
I like the
mustard
prosciutto.
in there?
Oh my god.
No mustard.
No.
Yeah, where would you? Yeah, you can put mustard on the tray.
Go Munster. Far
You know
left.
what? Here's what I was thinking that
Yeah.
I didn't get to talk about last
Far
podcast.
corner.
Right when we got done that night, I watched the Kanye West.
Which one was it?
You were jamming out to that. You
Bro.
watched it 3 times. It's actually really good.
I was. Thank you, Sean.
Except when he comes in those fucking space.
don't
he
mention
looks
it.
like a
Save this.
ridiculous animal.
What the heck?
I'm gonna save that.
You just spit in my face like that?
I'm not gonna
Got it?
spit in your fucking face.
What?
I made that for you.
Hold on one moment. I'm telling a story because this is a podcast.
Forgive
He's
me.
not Chris. He's not going to talk through his open full
Yeah.
mouth, rather.
So I put on the
Sorry,
Kanye.
Chris.
I want to take back every negative thing I've said about Kanye.
He's a genius.
It was his concerts on Amazon. You can watch it.
Yeah.
It's the one that was like free Larry Hoover, that concert.
So
at
there
the-
was that one
at
yeah.
the LA Coliseum. It's start to finish phenomenal.
It did change him, dude. He had his hood up.
I was watching
was on
it,
the edge of his
dude.
seat.
I was so happy to watch him.
He looks at
He's-
me and goes, he pauses and goes, dude, this is like motivating.
Yeah, it's so good. Well, here's what's motivating about it. It's a guy who's mentally unhinged. He's like, I'm done taking my medications. They're fucking me up. Everyone's like, this guy's an idiot. His wife's leaving him. She's fucking some other guy.
That was disappointing.
And
when she
he
left
just
him.
goes out
Yeah, fuck
and
that
puts
bitch.
on the best concert I've ever. And every song was a hit.
Yeah, it was banger.
It
after
was
banger.
just every
It was
one of his
greatest
hits. Every one of his hits.
It wasn't new music.
And he was
well, it was.
screaming, dancing the whole time, running around. It's so good.
The only problem is that the smoke machine doesn't stop the whole. It was like this apartment.
I
It was
liked
fucking-
the smoke.
It's just nonstop.
It's
smoke.
visually stunning.
for sure.
It's
I feel
visually
like
stunning.
it would smoke out the first. It's like being too low at a UFC. Not you, though.
Yeah, true.
Uh,
It's because my best friend's taking me to the heavyweight. My best friend's taking me to the heavyweight fight. Not a big deal.
that rules, dude. You just do this. Do the Team America signal. There's two terrorists going down Bakalaka Daka Street.
It's the best.
I gotta see it. I tried watching it and it was the they were filling in.
Yeah, they fill in with like a procession of
Yeah.
gospel singers for a long time. Of course, he fucks that part up. But then,
No, it wasn't. I was watching it with Maya, like a 2-year-old, and the whole time I was like, oh, we'll skip this part. And I was like,
yeah,
what
it
the
kept going.
fuck? It
It's
keeps
like
going.
25
And I was
minutes.
It is long.
But then you get to it, and it's
like, dude,
everything. It's everything.
it's everything you hope for.
Did he talk about Pete Davidson?
He does not talk about Pete Davidson, but he
got a new
talks to
track.
Kim several times.
Oh, that's the one where he's like, Kimberly.
Yeah,
He's
he
like, come back.
sings.
He does say,
He's
come back to me.
every
though.
song is like at her.
He's gonna get her back, dude.
He's gonna get her back.
He's gonna get her
I
back.
don't think
Although
he
he's
is.
chilling with that new chick.
Why
now.
does he want her back?
He's got Uncut Gems, Julia
don't know.
Fox,
Yes.
dude.
I thought about
The
that.
baddest
Like, if
chick in the
you-
game wearing his chain.
If you lessen this to regular world people, right? If your girl and you guys split, she went somewhere else. Like, there are very few people in the world that I wouldn't just be like, I can't go back to that. That was it. You fucking animal.
I don't know, man. I think there's
Just get a new one, you know?
yeah, but there's something about dating a Kardashian right now that's
I'll
hot.
get it later.
It's hot to date a Kardashian.
Yeah, it's
They've
in right
become
now.
like
Yeah,
human.
but he's
they're
already
like human
past that.
handbags.
It's like doing a Rogan spot and getting a bump. Like, he's already past the point where like he's done, dude. He's
He
fucking
might love Kim.
yeah.
He might love her.
He's got a date
Well,
like
I
the
think he just
Queen.
doesn't
I
know.
mean, I've done some research. I saw her fooling around with that Ray J guy. Seems like a pretty good lover.
She
Seems like a
she
good
was
lover.
nice. I rewatched that a couple months ago.
Really?
He's got a fucking pogo
He has a
stick
penis?
of a dick. Yeah, yeah. And she's good. She's good. She's nice mouth on her.
Yeah, she does good,
Good God.
blowjobs.
She does do good blowjobs.
I noticed she does good blowjobs. And,
Yeah.
you know.
I got in a fight while watching it. I was texting my lady.
Oh, I
talking
thought you were
about,
talking about watching.
Oh yeah, I was watching the porn.
Ray J
No, I was watching the
Kanye.
Kanye concert. I was watching Yeezy,
Yeah.
and I got in an actual heated dispute with my woman because she was like, Kim's more famous than him, or
famous
is
than
like
who?
gonna be known in 10 in
More
the
than Kanye?
future. She's like, in the future, people will remember her more than Kanye. Stay out of it.
No.
And I said, and she compared her to like Marilyn Monroe. She's like this generation's sex symbol.
That's terrible.
And I was like,
Now
which
you're
that
being
actually
disrespectful.
no, that actually brings up a
I
good
think
point.
I agree with her in a way because she's socially and culturally changed an entire generation of fucking pigs And
Yeah.
these girls are.
That was my argument. I was like, she's
the
famous
negative.
for being a.
Yeah.
It's a detriment to society.
Dude, my gym is filled.
Well, you're telling me
filled
she has
with-
more
But I don't mean to
influence on
speak-
women than Caitlyn Jenner? Caitlyn Jenner's a sex symbol.
True.
That's a beacon for women.
Oh,
She is a
Conservative,
beacon.
family oriented.
Yes, true.
yes.
True. She stays in her lane.
Well,
She's
unless
not
it's at
killing
a
people in the
crossing.
car.
Yeah.
That was a minor blip.
Dude,
I
every
argued,
girl,
yeah.
every girl at the gym.
I mean, dude,
I'm saying-
hold on. They stripped Caitlyn of tea, and obviously the driving capabilities fucking slipped. Dude.
But I'll say 85 to 90% of every woman in that gym that I go to only waits around these 3 machines just to work ass. And they do squats and they do like air squat, like it's all about the ass. They don't do they do the thrusters. There's no upper body, there's no cardio elements, and they wear like fucking makeup. Their hair's done. They're just little piglets in training. And it's because of her. It's
gotta wrap
because
it
of
up.
her, dude.
What do you say when you see these piglets fucking
Exactly that. Fucking pig.
Yeah. Dude, Tom hits.
playing racquetball?
Look at this
None of
fucking-
these little sluts do cardio anymore.
I'm just playing,
fat
I'm playing
ass.
pickleball with like a 50-year-old. Look at these fucking pigs.
Trying to make a sex tape with Ray J, just working on their fucking
That's
ass.
what bothered me the most of how she gained her fame, what she's done to become famous. I don't like it.
Her dad freed OJ. That was that was slam
All
dunk
right,
one.
so OJ's more famous than her.
100%. Yeah.
OJ by a mile.
No one's getting OJ.
OJ his stock went down big time since
Dude,
that
it's
whole
Jesus.
since he unfortunately got
Michael
accused of
Jackson,
killing his wife.
OJ.
OJ slipped a little in the public
True.
eye.
Kanye's up there.
Kanye's way
Kanye's
up
up there. Kanye's like around 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Kanye,
We're talking world, like the Pope.
He's laying low right now. This is him laying low.
Yeezy.
This is him laying low. When he starts firing up the tweet, he gets in the new. He'll be in the news cycle.
Didn't he tweet like 3 years ago? He was looking for funding for like the sneakers idea.
Yeah.
It was like 3 or 4 years, wasn't it? That wasn't that long ago.
He was claiming he was bankrupt from all the money he put into it.
Yeah. He was like, if you're you're a millionaire or billionaire, hit me up.
Now he's a
I have
billionaire.
an idea. I know.
I looked it up, but so is she.
She's a billionaire too.
She sold a fucking emoji app of her like whore face. I'm sorry, I'm being critical of
there's something.
of Kanye's queen.
There's true.
The only reason I don't want to disrespect her is because Ye loves her.
That's true. There is something.
She's the queen of Staten Island now.
True, she is the queen of Staten Island.
Look at you.
There you go.
Thanks, guys. Anyone
Forgot
want a
you were here.
sandwich?
You were just staring at me the whole time.
Sorry.
True. We do have to respect her new relationship. If it is that, just that.
I think it is.
It's time we start referring to like white dudes as kings too.
Yeah,
I agree.
white kings and queens.
Exactly. Yeah, white kings.
I was doing that on stage for a while. I was like, we need to start protecting our white queens. And people would get so angry. I was doing it at the Salary on like new joke night. I'd be like, all right, here's something I'm working on. We need to protect
Pissing everybody off.
I'd be like, we need to protect our white queens. And you could audibly hear people like, mm-mm.
Well, dude, and I could be wrong. I could be inventing a little bit, but I've noticed from what I've seen, there's nothing a group of black ladies or even just one black lady hates more than like when they hear like a passing throng of white ladies having a good time. It's like if you're a bunch of white ladies talking excitedly and you're with a black lady, usually you'll see their face just kind of go like real quickly, like, and then I went to that and then they just
Yeah.
stop and go, oh.
Well, in their defense, that's everybody. If I hear a group of white women walk by, I'm like,
I'm the
shut
same
the
way, dude.
fuck up.
They're so fucking annoying.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's fair. That's fair. Maybe I could have just been projecting too.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that you'll stop and you'll see their attention drift. And you see them just being like, shut the fuck
Please.
But
So
think,
yes, in Tacoma, I was sober for the first few shows, and that was no good. So the Saturday Late Show, I turned on the juice.
you had your
Had
gummy
a couple
juice.
cold ones.
The gummy juice.
Turns out I need beer. Turns out in order to perform properly. Now it's just because what I'm
Well,
doing is new, because it's all it's
You should
new,
start
so I'm
working with the
uncomfortable.
doctor. Start working with the doctor.
What,
Like
like-
closely find like your
The
peak
exact
level.
number of
yeah.
BLs.
Like I need to know exactly what my
I
blood
know it.
alcohol content has to be.
I know it, dude.
And then you get out, do quick as soon as you get off stage, do the fucking like night after hangover. What are they?
Yes.
Get the IVs.
Yes.
Just get it right out of your system, and you're like, oh man.
Or a cold shower in the morning. That'll get you going.
Start
It
working
works.
closely. Start like blood doping and stuff. Just go get like alcoholic's blood, get a transfusion, go on stage.
Yes.
And be like,
Is that what I do on stage, Matt?
no, I'm saying you would. I was saying you would all of a sudden have an alcoholic's blood in you, so you'd go on and just be like, yeah, we fucking just get a blood.
Yo, how the homeless scream, dude. Yeah. Matt sent me this video. Matt sent me a video. I was on a plane.
Yeah.
Dude, I was howling laughing.
Dude,
It was so funny.
Spencer.
Go ahead, dude.
Shout out Spencer, dude. Sent me that video. Dude, that had the same effect. I was in my car. It was just it was a video of a homeless guy screams in, I don't know what country it is. It was
like Holland.
Yeah, it was like Belgium, some like
I
one of
think-
those
I think I've seen
one of those laughable fucking countries you hear about, like Holland.
Yeah.
You're like, and they're like,
Yeah.
I'm the Royal Duchess of Holland. You're like,
Yeah, suck our dicks. Holland.
who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Boo! Fucking Keebler
Yeah.
Elf country. Shut the
they're,
fuck
they're
up.
they're having the Queen like march out. So there's a huge crowd in this giant square. And it's a moment.
Thousands,
Yeah.
yes, thousands of people.
Thousands of people. There's a moment of silence type thing while the Queen's like walking out. There's a homeless guy that just goes, and then
You don't even see him. You just hear it.
you hear this.
Aren't they known for taking care of the homeless and healthcare?
Well,
and
this
shit?
guy was pissed, and then, of course, all the dog brains hear a scream, and all the women start screaming.
No.
And it starts a stampede, dude.
65 people got hurt.
Stampede.
Because the guy started screaming.
Because one homeless guy during a
Did he have
moment
a
of
knife?
silence.
Nobody
don't-
knows.
nobody
it was
knows.
There's got to be some
just
physical.
hear the scream. I mean, they definitely kill the guy. Like
Yeah.
the Dutch royalty was probably like
They beheaded him.
They probably like, ugh.
Dude.
Oh no!
Dude,
But just
ruined their
think
fucking
of,
thing.
Think of
That
the
rules.
Think of the power he felt.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Do
like
you
you
think he's been
said,
training for this moment, waiting for
like,
this day?
just seeing a queen walk out, and you're a bum, and you're just like, "Gah!" And the whole place explodes. Like dudes were drawing weapons.
I
That
like to
is like
think
the pinnacle of like
Yeah.
it's the antithesis of like the juxtaposition of the queen to some dude who
and
can't
a
even
bum
get
just
shelter.
ruining everything. He must have felt
Meanwhile,
like
they're parading over his house.
I like to think
Oh.
he had no idea. He was just only like he was on a street, like he turned that
Yeah, he
way,
took
he
the
didn't
wrong
see
turn.
anything, and just fucking dropped something. And was like, ah! No clue what was going
Yeah.
on.
I gotta find the audio.
He probably just thought they were from like space because they were in like royal gear.
Dude, they all started, and everyone slowly goes like, you see everyone looking around, like,
He never
are you
saw
good?
royal gear. He's like, "Ah!"
As soon as
Dude,
one person
cops are
runs,
carrying injured people. It's fucking incredible. And the announcer is some Dutch guy who's like, "Blibbidi-bib."
Was that the chef on the Muppets?
they all had to preserve they were preserving their Dutch queens, dude.
Hold on, I got it.
Dude,
It's
Did they think he was, did they think he was going to blow himself up?
I don't know, dude.
Why would you start running? Because it's Holland. They never seen a homeless.
Dude, it sounds like he's getting
you gotta
killed.
hear the first scream. It sounds like the guy coming hard.
True.
It really does.
Ugh.
Oh shit. Shit.
What a bunch of pussies.
Dude. Mass. Dude.
Mass hysteria. Just one just a homeless guy.
Oh my god! And they're all they look like the old ladies that like walk around the Macy's in Times Square.
That must have been terrifying when we all lived in the woods. Back
Oh,
before
you'd
we
hear
had
that
civilization.
some
Just
night.
one guy would lose it. Ah! Holy fuck, what's going on?
The one dude who didn't have a cabin made.
Oh, it's just you and your family, and you're in like a little hovel, and you're like, fuck,
Dude, that's
fuck.
it reminds me in like
I won't be able to find my way back. You run so hard.
in the Pacific and like in those war movies they show it where like you got to be quiet and then a dude will have PTSD while he's sleeping and just freak out and they have to kill their buddy to keep him quiet.
Oh,
Isn't that a fun thought?
Oh my
that
god!
is a fun thought, actually.
Yeah.
That is a fun thought.
All right, so I'm in Tacoma. Mount Rainier.
Turn on the juice.
Mount Rainier, dude.
Beautiful.
How
It's active.
fucking
It's
wonderful.
unbelievable.
It's active. Careful, it's active. Don't
So
get
then I
serious.
Yeah,
get
it's true,
so
it is
Matt, I
active.
told you it was active.
I could tell.
I knew it
I
was
looked at that. I
active.
said, I was just
That's an active one.
When you sent me
So,
that, I
Matt-
started looking at Haleakala.
You better knock it off, dude. Hold on. So my hotel room,
Don't get too close to that one.
like overlooked it, and so I'm like looking at it all day. I was like, this thing's
Every
the
hotel room
coolest
overlooks
fucking.
it. It's huge.
Yeah, it's incredible. But the whole time I was like, this thing's incredible. So I started googling it and looking at it. And then I found out it was active, And for the rest of the trip, I kept an eye on it, dude.
Dude,
I was terrified.
next
of this
time,
fucking
I'm telling
thing.
you, next time you're around something more than like, 5,000, be like, Matt,
but
is this thing active? I could probably be like,
Matt.
oh yeah. Oh, you should be good.
Those like
You
even
wanna-
if
let's see.
they pop, it's like a weak cum. They just go. They just like spill a
No,
little
those
bit down.
boys. What are you
You're
talking
gonna
about?
say that? You're gonna say that when Vesuvio happened?
Oh,
Vesuvio.
Vesuvio, you probably have cousins you don't know because of Vesuvio, dude.
fuck
Are you
outta
talking
here.
about the
Yes,
guy from
though.
Sopranos?
No, Vesuvio, Mount Vesuvio.
You go back to year 90?
Mount Vesuvio?
I mean, now.
You should have joked about that was your 9/11,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Mount Vesuvio. You guys had
I'm not in it.
Vesuvio, and then COVID came and wiped out all the old fat Italians.
And never
That's-
forget.
That's what I was thinking about. That's what I was thinking about the whole time was every time I'd be whacking off in the hotel, I'd be like, I can't be that guy from Pompeii. You remember the guy who got frozen just for eternity holding his bird?
Dude,
Every time I whacked off, I was like, you better not fucking go off right now, dude.
it must have
Ruin
made it
this.
hot though.
Whacking off with this
With an active
possibility,
Volk, bro.
with the possibility
Yeah.
of being frozen in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to keep this active, too.
Oh,
It's got
yeah.
to pop.
Especially if you did it right before you're going to fucking bust, dude.
Dude, imagine lining up your bus with a volcano blast. All
That'd be
time.
nice. That's probably what that WAP was trying to do when he got frozen.
Wait, did a guy get frozen in
Oh, hand
Pompeii?
on
Oh,
his
you
dick.
never seen them?
No.
There's hundreds of bodies that were
Only
exhumed.
one?
What?
Just one? Only one
no,
guy?
they excavated all the ash and
my
went down
God.
into the town. There's like a mother holding a child. It's nuts.
Oh my
He died. He got
God.
frozen
You ever
and
seen
died.
this?
Well, it's also-
They're all eternal wops.
Well, the funny
Yeah.
thing is, it's not like a nuclear flash. The lava
no,
was
that-
creeping. And
yes.
He was like, "Come on,
No,
come
no,
on,
it is.
come on."
It is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, the most of them were. I
Fuck, come
think
on.
most of them were suffocated by the
Instantly
ash first
by
and the
the-
gases,
There was a.
Oh yeah, the
and then
gases
they're
will
buried
get
in
you.
the shit.
There's a thing
Yeah, no,
called.
that's right. The gases. Nothing
There's a
fuck
thing.
around.
I forget what it's called, but because they're snow covered, when they erupt, the snow gets extremely hot, obviously, and forms this wall.
Jesus Christ.
I forget what the fuck it's called. It's a weird name. They have these dudes I was talking to have like school. You know how we had like tornado drills or whatever?
Yeah.
They have like drills, evacuation routes for when this wall of fucking hell comes
Just
down.
boil-
on
it's
them.
probably boiling water.
It's
I got an
something like
idea.
that. Yeah,
Move
that's what I said.
to fucking Holland.
I got on stage. I said, "Why you guys live in Pompeii? You fucking idiots! This
Yeah.
thing's gonna explode someday."
Yeah, one day. What was the latest one that exploded like 10 years ago?
There was one that
Eight-
just went off like yesterday.
No,
Yeah,
Tonga
one-
was underwater. That's fucking nuts.
Underwater
Yeah.
volcano.
Did you see that?
I didn't catch
explosion?
that one.
Sent a tsunami warning.
You should have been all over that. I
In
got
Portland.
in Washington. I got
Washington,
a. I
too.
got a.
Did it form an
warning.
island?
Huh?
Did it form an island?
Not yet, but it will.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a
that's how
good
we got
island.
Hawaii,
New
baby.
Hawaii, here we come. Let me tell you about Mount Haleakala, dude. I was up there one time.
What happened?
Mount Haleakala.
Is it
That
active?
was an active Volk,
Nice.
and that we went up to that's
Could you
10
tell?
thou. That's not as big as the one you
No,
were on.
it's not.
10 thou. Could I tell it was active? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fucking yeah.
Yo, you doing wax now? You got product.
Huh?
No,
got
it's
product.
grease.
I just don't wash my
It's
hair.
grease.
Oh, it is.
I don't wash my hair.
Yeah, McKeever was doing that for a while.
Yeah, just
Apparently it's healthier.
I just don't want to wash my hair anymore. It's pointless. What am
looks
I
good.
washing it for? I don't care if my hair's greasy.
You actually don't smell bad for
I
how
don't-
little you shower.
No deodorant.
Yeah.
What?
Your body adjusts, bro.
Yeah.
Summertime.
That's what I'm saying about the temperature.
Summertime.
You started sweating the second we started talking.
Yeah, I was probably sweating because I knew we were going to get in an argument.
As soon as you sat up to discuss the heat, you wiped your forehead and said it's not that hot in here.
It was probably the first time I sat up in like 3 hours.
What,
The
what-
temperature
so
up
what's,
here was so stupid.
what is
Three?
the hot temperature? What's your ideal temperature? And like when it's super hot in here, you
No.
enjoy
in
that?
bedroom,
Yeah.
we kill the heat at night, and I keep the window open.
Okay.
And a fan on me. I like it
Daytime.
cold as fuck.
But daytime.
Daytime 72,
That's too high, dude. 68.
68 to
Wait, so
72.
it was 72 when you walked in here?
No, it was 100 fucking degrees.
I just jacked the fucking heat to
He set
activate
the,
it.
he
Do you-
set it to
sensitive
100.
little boys coming off the
Oh,
fucking
you want to?
road.
You're just priming the pump.
I primed the pump, and
Bro.
I forgot to put it back down.
We can. It must have been full blast for
I need a beer.
at least 24 hours.
I thought it was one of those things where it was like instinctively he was just getting wife beater weather. I thought
He
it was
is.
like an Italian reflex.
He
You
is.
get like 90 degrees, you put a fucking baseball glove on, you sit in your apartment. You're like, hey,
That's what he was doing.
Joe Maggio.
You know,
I thought it was like an ingrained, like, like how lizards need sunlight. I thought the wops just need like 90 degrees heat. Put on
do like a little
put on the
hotter.
heater and just be like, hey, what the hell's going on in here?
Well, my dad, but
Just to
my
get
dad-
more mad at the news. What the hell's going on?
My pop was adamant about like 67. It could never go over 66.
It's a good pop.
67.
Oh, so you're fucking your dad up.
Yeah, this would fuck my dad. Oh, no. I
You're
wasn't
like,
allowed to
fuck
adjust
you,
it.
dude. I'm gonna fucking turn it up.
The problem is the back rooms are like saunas.
Yeah, there's
You
those
got
They got their
rooms
own
are
heaters.
tiny and they have heaters in them. It is, dude. I walked back to put my
Makes
suitcase.
sense.
My room, a wall of heat when I opened the door. I was fuming.
Yeah, and that's like radiant heat too. That's
Yeah,
not
it's the
some
worst.
It's thick.
forced air bullshit.
It's great.
And
It's
You ever put
great.
a water pot on there?
It's good for you.
Get some humidity. It is the better of the heats, I would say.
Yeah.
I
I was taking care of.
I hate it.
I knew he was coming home.
True.
There's nothing more. I for real being artificial heat bothers me so much.
Car heat fucks me up.
Car
man.
heat.
Car heat's
I get
the worst
so
thing in the world.
angry.
That's the worst thing in the world.
I hate that.
Especially in New York now with the fuck, you get like some dude from Bakalakadaka Street, and you get in his car, it smells like shit. It's 150 degrees, and you're like, "Sir, can you turn it down?" He's like, "No," it just fucking
Oh, he cranks you.
yeah.
I've met a few.
Smart ass motherfucker.
There was the guy that me and my brother bought the house, and we bought the trap off this Irish guy who sold it to us for $27,000 with no paperwork. Shout
Trap
out.
house?
It was just like it was this crazy house in West Philly that like it was just a wild. Yeah, technically it was. Yes, it was a trap house, but
Yeah.
turned into the trap. But
Yeah.
it was a low key trap.
It was a mids trap.
mid trap. I had 3 plants
It was
growing. I was
Reggie.
growing weed.
That's it?
I was growing weed.
Oh, you're fine.
It's no big deal. But
The neighbors know.
but when he lived there, he kept the heat at like 86 degrees. It was crazy. I was like, what the fuck?
That's
I walked
for the
in.
plants.
He didn't have any plants.
Oh, you didn't?
I walked in. I was like, what the fuck? How do people? I didn't know people did that. But
That's crazy. Getting in the 80s is nuts.
dude, that's how he rocked. He just kept it, and he was like, that was a drafty place. And he
You know what I
was just
should
like,
start
my bill's
doing
high as
is
hell.
you moderate the heat as you go into the seasons to get your body adjusted. Because, when spring comes, summer, I sweat for like 4 or 5 months straight. I can't wear khakis. I get ass
What?
sweat. Yeah, I sweat for literally 4 months straight.
He's a sweaty guy.
You're a sweater.
Beating down my fucking face.
It's pituitary stuff, dude.
It is.
No, I have
It's
a
glandular.
humble bird, dude. I don't sweat. I just go places. I'm just like a little worm. I just fucking. I don't
Yeah,
sweat.
oddly
barely
enough,
sweat.
I don't sweat.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect it. Don't sweat.
But once I get to sweating, it's a problem.
Once the
Man,
armpits-
thinking about it.
The
once I
armpits
get,
start
I don't think
flying.
about it. I don't care if I sweat. I actually enjoy sweating. I think that's why I don't like. I've heard about dudes that like you start to sweat.
Yeah, I
It's
get
like, you
insecure.
think about it,
Especially if like you're going to like an audition or like you're a meeting
yeah.
and you clearly think you're sweating. You know you're sweating.
Taking the subway, oh, that blows.
And then you got to start like thinking about like, oh, fucking.
I like
Do
when
I have
I
monkey
sweat.
butt right now? I've taken pictures of my jeans like this to make sure I don't have monkey butt. Like I'll backwards and then I'll look at it.
It's where no one can tell if you're dude. If someone can tell your fucking asshole
if
sweating,
you saw that, I'd be like, did that guy just take a picture of a
Picture's
fart?
asshole.
you'd have to be so close to see if you're Gucci. You're talking. You get like full
Oh, I
on.
get dude soaked underwear,
You're soaked.
and I get a strip right up the ass. If it's
Oh.
like 85,
Yeah, wait a second. Soaked underwear.
Oh, dude.
Hey, guys.
oh, you got an ad read?
Matt and Shane's.
Hey, come on, dude.
Hey, dude. Come on, man. It's our first one ever.
Yes.
Matt and Shane's
Sean
Secret
Connery.
Podcast is thrilled to announce our new sponsor.
Sheath underwear.
That's why we love Sheath Underwear.
Can I give you a real testimonial,
Yes.
dude? So I
used
was,
to do this to me at Compound.
Yeah, I hate it.
dude. I'm telling you though, because I don't. There. You know how I am. I was like, I have to try it, and I'm an odd.
Yeah, we're not going to promote anything we don't
Honest to
try
God.
ourselves.
Because I like putting stuff around putting my dick around stuff in terms of clothes. Manhood Canada, I push that pretty hard.
What's that?
It's this thing you wrap your dick in. It's like if you want to gain the sensitivity back that you lost from being circumcised, you wrap your dick. It's a whole
Like a
other, yeah, but
fucking
we're-
like a headband?
Hold
They're
on,
not
dude.
paying us.
We're
They're
doing
not
an
paying
ad
us.
read.
They're not
Sorry.
paying
It's
us.
like a do-rag for your
But
penis.
so I like having my
Like a
dong.
do-rag?
I like having it was pretty much it was like a
Exactly
do-rag.
like a
It's
do-rag.
dong rag.
For your
So
penis.
I was like I like having. I'm no stranger to having my dong just mummified going out in
Yes.
the world. So I was like, Sheath wasn't dealing with someone who doesn't know about wrapping up your dong. So I throw on the undies, dude. They tell you it felt at first. I went, this feels kind of weird. They have a hole. You put your penis through the hole. It sits in a little cubby.
And your nutsack.
Then your nuts sit in like a little sack, a little kangaroo pouch for your nuts.
Exactly. How about that? Both of us.
And they say, give it a couple days. I'm not gonna lie. I put my dick in and put my nuts in. I go, the hell? I don't know about. I'm like, I guess this feels all right.
It's like wrestling with a
But
friend.
they gave me 4 pairs. So every day I got up, I tucked my little penis into my thing. I fucking put my nuts in my kangaroo pouch, and then I noticed the little guy started coming out of his turtle shell a little.
Yeah,
He
you
goes,
get a little plump while you're walking
dude,
around.
Oh,
that's
because of the sensation?
It
no,
pumps
just
you
because
up.
your dick is
When you're
just like
mummified, you just get plump.
yeah, dude. When you're like when you're feeling, it was weird. Like I started, I noticed I was
Is that
like,
because circulation's better?
it's just your dong's supposed to be
Support
wrapped
it.
in
pressure,
foreskin.
Support it.
Your dong's supposed to be wrapped in foreskin.
It's like the weighted blankets for people with anxiety. You just
Yes.
lay like a 100-pound
Yes.
blanket.
Yes, exactly. So my honest to God testimonial is after 4 days, I ran out of my sheets. I didn't have any clean sheets. Threw on a Hanes, and I will be honest, I went, I need
Not
my
the
sheets
same.
back, bro.
You need
You
your
get
sheets.
used to them, man. They are nice.
What do you wear? Just briefs?
Mhm.
You're not wearing loose boxers like it's fucking 92, are you?
Nah, boxer briefs. I'm on boxer briefs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I'm
guys.
on like farted out loose boxer
The
briefs.
idea, yeah, my boxers are
Farted
holes, farted, blown out, dude. There's a pouch in my butt where the farts have. Hold on.
Yes.
There's 2 pouches, one for your dick and one for your balls. The idea of sheath, this is big.
Yeah.
The idea of sheath came from its founder, U.S. Army soldier Robert Patton, during his 2nd tour in Iraq. He's not one of those. He's not one of those one tour pussies.
Nah, dude. I first read that. I was like, holy shit, General Patton?
Not general.
But Robert Patton.
Robert Patton.
he's an
Support the
actor.
show and support this awesome veteran-owned company. Now I got to read this. Go to sheathunderwear.com and use the promo code DRENCHED to get 20% off your first order. Every order comes with Sheath Underwear's 100% money-back guarantee. That's sheathunderwear.com, promo code DRENCHED. Get Sheath Underwear and let them support your fucking balls, dude.
Support the troops, too. If you hate them, if you hate the troops, I understand you're not getting them. But, dude, I liked them.
Yeah, Matt.
I wouldn't lie.
Matt called me. I was wearing them. I just happened to be wearing them when he called me, and he
Dressed
said,
you down.
And he said, "Do you have your dick in the pouch?" And I said, "No, I'm just wearing them."
That was
And
a
he
problem.
said, "No, toss your dick and nuts in that pouch," and I did, and it worked.
It feels
Wait,
nice.
You were in the car?
No,
You
I
were
was
doing like a Starbucks.
I was just walking.
It doesn't take much to jostle them either. It's just fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, mine's more.
Wait,
of like,
you could do it with no hands.
I'm more of like a plinko, dude.
It's like putting a knot in a
It's
cherry
like a little
stem.
plinko, dude. It's like, beep, beep.
You're very talented, dude. Unwrapping in Starburst.
I've seen your penis. You cannot do that, dude.
What are you saying? I got too much dick to pop them through?
No,
I'll take that.
no.
Wait, why? So what about my?
You're saying
penis?
your penis, you can flop it into the pouch. The pouch is tight against.
I'm
dude.
saying no. I'm saying
I can't
when
believe you're
when you
fucking
pull them
horse-feeding
on.
me.
If you don't think about it too much, you can pull them
Oh,
on.
pull them on like that.
Exactly.
I
you
see.
can. Yeah, you can't just go like that. I'm
Well, that's-
talking.
That's what
Pull
you're
'em on-
indicating.
When you're pulling them on, I got it to the point where I can just go and I'm locked
Get
in.
your dick and nuts in
flap
the
the
pouch.
balls out, pop the balls in.
Is
ready
this
to
the
roll.
only merch that's doing this?
What?
Like this company? Are there other like? Have you ever heard of this before?
I heard of them, but again, I was on manhood is a thing of Velcro. You flap around, you pull it off. I was wearing those for like a whole winter. In the summertime, it's a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
You're sweating
Too
in one of
much
those
heat?
things.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh boy.
These things are nice. So like compression shorts.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're nice. So yeah, we won't talk about sheets the whole time. But
yeah.
I respect them. They tried to send us another product we couldn't get behind. It was crazy.
Yeah, we were
I won't-
sent. Our first sponsor was sent to us. We said no, thank you.
Yeah, it was like aromatherapy. I was like, I
Don't
don't know.
trash the boys.
I'm not gonna say what it was, but it was like I was
Yeah.
like, the dudes we fuck with aren't gonna really fuck with aromatherapy like that.
Oh.
They think I'm gay for getting COVID.
It's getting soft.
They're gonna like, I need my aromatherapy break.
Yeah, they're gonna love my turtleneck merch coming
But they'll
out.
find, yeah, that place will find.
Yo,
their
you
home.
got that fucking. You're a bit of a Kanye yourself. That shirt you're
New line
designing.
dropping.
Go on.
That shirt.
I'm all ears.
I will allow it.
That shirt you're designing is in fact high fashion, whether or not you know it.
I know.
You might be making it as a goof. It turns out that's pretty fashionable stuff.
That was pretty nice.
Yeah, he
people-
he designed a shirt for his flute
Run it
playing.
by me. Where's my fucking shirt? You said you were gonna get me a shirt 2 years ago.
You'll get it.
Did I say?
Clean up your attitude. That's not going to get you a shirt.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
You got to lower your thermostat.
I haven't had. I haven't had any meat or cheese yet.
You know,
Yeah,
people talk to me
get
that
in there.
tone,
Get
I
them a
shut
meat
down
and
and
cheese
forget
plate.
everything they say.
The what?
People talk to me that tone, I shut down and forget everything they say.
Fire it up.
True.
No, fire it up for him.
No, I'm okay.
Do
bud.
what I'm telling you to do.
Sean, man.
No, I'm
Dude,
good. Bud.
throw
Thanks.
a fucking piece of pepperoni at. Don't
Give
let
him
him
a-
talk to
you
you like
gotta-
this.
This wop is going to eat the
I'll take a
salami.
piece of meat and that's it. Just the meat.
That's good meat.
Wow.
Mm.
I like the way you do
How
that.
do you like it?
Yeah, it's communion.
True, he does very
That's
communion.
wop communion.
Dude.
Oh, man.
So, I got a little something I think you're going to enjoy, Shane.
What is it?
I think I cracked the code to living in the digital age.
The metaverse?
No, dude, I haven't even. Once I get on the metaverse, it's gonna be a problem. I'm still working right now. Uber Eats and GoPuff, dude. You can get free stuff from both of those things.
What's GoPuff?
GoPuff is just when
It's
you
like
run
a
it.
Philly Uber Eats.
But they're around a bunch of places now.
They're not here.
I had it in STL. They're not in New York.
No, I don't think. Last time I checked, they were not in New York.
That stinks.
Yeah.
They're convenient. If you need like shit from
Postmates.
I think
Yeah,
we
same
have
thing.
7-Eleven here.
Okay, is it like a mobile thing?
Kind
too?
of the same thing.
Yeah, they'll just sell like random. If you need like snacks and shit, they'll
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, I think in St. Louis, I was getting Sid the Kid a lighter, but I ordered all this stuff. I ordered food and ordered GoPuff. It was like $60 total. I didn't have my sauce in my food. I messaged the app. I was like, I'm out of sauce. I have a problem. I have no sauce in my food.
You said I have a problem?
I was like, this is a big problem.
made it that
Literally,
dramatic?
I was very.
You
well,
should
I,
hear the way he interacts with.
I
very
go
not
very
you.
corporate. I go very corporate.
It is him.
When I'm dealing with a big corporation,
It's him.
no, I take no quarter. I give no quarter. One of the quarters, dude. I don't.
You don't
no
give
qu-
quarter.
I don't give quarter.
You
dude.
execute prisoners.
Dude, I deal. I'm very much like 5D chess boardroom, working with like the lowest of the corporations.
Yeah,
It's crazy. I have no mercy whatsoever. But dude, it's like
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah, I get it.
So you know,
I'm not like that at all, dude.
dude.
If I get a steak overdone, I'm just like, I'm going to choke through
No,
this.
not in a restaurant. I'm talking about impersonal. When I'm dealing with like when they're like, oh, you can just deal with robots and the
yeah.
algorithm.
Go to our chat. You got to
Exactly.
go on our website's chat.
Webbot.
Oh yeah, I do raise hell with them.
Bro. I've no so dude, it's and I'm just talking I know I'm talking to a robot. So I was like, I didn't get sauce. I have a problem. It was a big problem with my meal. I'm not enjoying this. I'm very unhappy. We need to do
So you
something
spoke
about
robot.
this. Spoke robot.
That's autistic.
We need to do something about this. Dude,
You were
they're like,
autistic.
we reviewed your order. We can give you $5 towards your next one.
I said that's not going to cut this.
I literally responded,
That's not gonna cut it.
unsatisfactory. They said,
Wow.
we've refunded the whole entire meal.
Wow.
And then GoPuff. So I have GoPuff. That was right before I went on
now you
stage.
got GoPuff on the ropes.
GoPuff's coming. There's another $35 worth of stuff.
Dude, jump into Amazon
I hit
for me.
GoPuff. I said, I'm too tired. I want to go to bed. Cancel my order now. And there was no response.
Yeah.
And then I had like a long string of like, I have to poop. And I kept, I started just all this crazy shit. I was hitting them. Finally, I was like, this is unacceptable. Please cancel. Please. Like I sent it like 10 times. Please cancel my order. I'm so tired and I'm sick and I need to go to bed. Dude, I got the fucking order comes. I'm like, oh shit, sweet. Order comes. I check my phone. It's like, don't worry about it. We got you. We refunded the whole order. I think you can just get stuff for free now. That's my point.
Dude, 2 days ago,
There's no limit.
I got a breakfast sandwich delivered, and the guy hands it to me. Bakalaka daka.
Whoa.
I know, rare. And
Wait, what? Oh, okay.
so he hands it to me, and there's 2 coffees, and I'm like, what?
It's just some crazy racism.
Yeah, I believe it.
Can't believe you did that.
That's crazy.
I was following up on that other one. So he hands it to me. It doesn't matter. This guy gave me the wrong fucking.
Dude, he said, you think you're in the back of the bada bing right now.
You think
Everything
you're at the
goes,
Bing, dude. With old Vesuvio. This ain't the Bing.
It's a great name for a bar, dude.
Vesuvios?
Yeah, Vesuvios.
We had a Vesuvio's pizza, I think.
Did you?
Somewhere near us. And I think in Aston there's Vesuvio's.
You sure it wasn't Mount Vesuvius?
No, I think it's Vesuvio's pizza. That's crazy as an Italian to name. Like if I had like 9/11 barbecue,
Yeah. Well, you also it's
Flight 93 barbecue.
would drive our prices right to the ground.
Yeah.
Faux 93.
Yeah.
Faux places be playing all the time with their names.
They do.
They do.
Faux places be
They're
playing. hard.
nuts, dude.
They're playing like
They'll change
way
their
too
name
much.
like 2 months in. They don't give a
And
fuck.
they'll do like some weird shit.
Yeah. Faux show.
Faux 20,
shit like
faux
that.
show.
Yeah. It'll just be a number. You're right. It'll be like faux 38. It's a fucking
Foamy,
audible.
foamy where the plane hit the Pentagon. Foamy
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Foamy on the doll where the man touched you. That's good. That's a good
So-
phone name, just in case.
So
any
you had a
Vietnamese
BL
restaurateurs are out there.
You have some bacon, egg, and cheese coming your way.
Yeah, and it was cold. I had 2 hash browns. The guy delivered the wrong thing. Had to go all the way back,
What did he give to
and
you?
they come. Huh?
What did he give you?
He gave me somebody else's order. I
What-
looked at
what
the
was
receipt.
it?
I was like, "This is
Where'd
not
you order
that.
from?
Yeah.
Brooklyn Bagel.
Nice.
Yeah, and even in that scenario, I was like, I didn't complain, and the shit was frozen.
Yeah, dude, that's on
I
you.
should have said something like, "Well, give me something in return.
All you
Bring
gotta
me a
s-
couple free drinks."
All you gotta do is say, "This is unsatisfactory. This is unsatisfactory. This is unsatisfactory."
Yeah, but then I have to what? Call or do it on
no,
the app?
it's all on an app, dude. If Amazon can send you shit, like it gets stolen off my porch, there'll be a picture of the fact that it was there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't get my stuff,
That's happened to us.
and they were like, dude, they'll send you it for free. You just gotta keep messaging the robot, like,
Here's the thing, though.
please.
They actually have. If you've done that like 3 or 4 times in like a couple months, you're flagged.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, cash in and
because
get-
people do it. It's so easy
and
to
cash
do it.
in and cool
I
out.
also think there's a price point difference. So like if you got delivered an Oculus and claim it wasn't delivered, they'd be like, we'll look into
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
if you're getting like fucking shampoo or something regular, like it's coming right back.
That's what I'm
We'll-
saying,
We'll get
dude.
it to you.
It's all about just keeping it flowing, dude. Those
Nickel and
little
diming
wins. It's
them.
all about little wins, dude.
Yeah, mine happens like once every 6 months. I'll get like one
something
package.
snagged?
Yeah, or they'll put
Really?
it down. Yeah, I've had one where they take this motherfucker. You know when they were hiring anyone to do Amazon do it in the quarantine, the guy would take a picture, upload it that it was delivered, and one was just like cut with a razor because it was
Drop in the box.
one of the boxes had the battery. This is why I don't think they should do this. They have a battery sticker on some of the packaging
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad when it's a phone.
for the delivery meant to be a little more protective, but it also
Well, it is fun. It is funny. You're like, back when they hired Amazon still hires anyone.
yeah, I know, I
Amazon's
know.
always-
Dude, but there was dudes like not in uniform.
Oh,
Like,
and they
they were
started
just-
having like the
yeah,
white
they'd be
vans,
like a
big
fucking
Comcast,
car.
yeah, big
Yeah.
Comcast.
Guys rolling around a Toyota Corolla, just throwing your box up there to a hoodie. The motherfucker don't care. But you're also identifying what products might be of high value. So the dude went, cut it open, and it was like
Yeah.
it was like a blender. It was something that like
Got
he,
his ass.
he didn't, he didn't need.
Did you take it up?
I took, and they sent another one right away.
True.
And I took pictures of the open package after I was like, I don't know if you could tie this into the actual delivery guy, but this guy's not. He's not
He's
the
not
one.
doing it.
It's not exactly what you call a company man.
Yeah, he's not
No.
the one. He's gonna have a
Damn.
little talking to.
You think you get some tape though? Fucking, if you're gonna slit it, just hit it with a little more of that tape and fucking.
Well, that's I mean,
You're at the Amazon warehouse. You have that tape kicking around.
It's the old stab and grab. You know,
True.
you got to get the fuck out of there. You get your blender from somebody else, and you get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I guess you could work for Amazon for like 3 days, snag blends, and fucking bounce. Got some blendies.
Snag blend.
Got some blendies.
Got a nice blendy today, honey.
Oh,
We're
dude,
set.
What else you get?
That's it.
Shane, what's on your radar? All the YouTube videos I watch, I'm like, what's on your radar?
What's on my radar?
Shane, what's on your
Is that
radar?
what they say?
Yeah.
To him
No, just like
in general.
in general, like a news show. Hey,
Tim.
what's on your radar?
I got nothing.
Really?
I got nothing
So
on my
you drank?
radar.
You drank at Tacoma?
A little bit though. I didn't.
Just a couple beers.
A couple brewskis. I
You,
had a fun
you
time.
microdosed.
But I also that loosened me up a little to go talk to the staff, like talk to other than that, I was literally every show I was just sitting there quietly.
Yeah, it's like what
And
I
then
do.
it sucked.
Yeah, you just go. You sit there quietly, and everyone you go, "Oh no, thank you."
Yeah, you say no thanks to everybody coming in,
Oh, no,
and
thank
then
you.
you go on stage and you're like, that sucked, and you go sit down and you're like, I'm not going to talk to anybody because that sucked. And then I went out to the staff the last night, or like to sit in the back and watch the other guys, and every staff member was like, dude, this shit's been so good, and I was like, yes. That fired me up. And then I had a fun night.
Oh, so they said it. Yeah, why?
I got some good feedback. I didn't get any feedback, so I was
Well,
just
he has a
sitting
code.
back there by myself like, this sucks.
I told him this
You know?
before. When he says it was good, he crushed.
Yeah,
When he says it was great, it's another level.
he's
up.
hard on himself.
Yes.
For sure.
And if he says it sucks, it was great.
I had a lady.
You are a social creature, though. You do like to get the full.
I like to hear what's going on.
Yeah,
I like
you
to get some
you fully
feedback.
tap in. Well, you
He
tap
acts
in.
like he's not
Yeah.
sensitive, but he is tapped in.
Oh, I'm very sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to people's comments or
It's
like the way
admirable.
they're
For
received.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's admirable. You can do that. You can go into a place and you tap in,
Yeah.
and it's just like it's pretty sick.
Thanks, man.
I walk in, I just go, no, thank you.
Well, that's what I was doing.
No, thank you.
I was
That's
doing
all I do.
full that.
Unsatisfactory.
Yeah.
I'm literally sitting there like, no, thank you, and I'm sitting there arguing about a salad. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. But no, I had a lady in the second show. She's sitting in the front row. She's talking. The second I walk on stage, she's talking.
Bitch.
And I said something. I was like, oh, there's no music. I was joking about that. And she was like, well, make us clap with your talent. She said that from the
Get
front.
the fuck
She's this
outta
hot
here.
chick. She's yapping the entire time. So finally, I was like, you got to please shut the fuck up. And
Good.
she was like, she couldn't believe it. She
course.
couldn't believe that I was like, you got to stop talking. She was like,
Who was she with? A dude or
a dude.
what'd he say? The best,
So
the
she
best
got
is
up.
wrangle your bitch.
This is great. That's what I said. Of course, I said,
swag.
yo, you gotta check your bitch.
Pull that leash, dude. You got to pull
I always
on your
say,
leash.
yeah.
Then you'll start them fighting.
You gotta go. Please check your bitch, dude.
Yeah.
That's a crowd explodes every time you say that.
Oh my god.
So she gets up and goes to the bathroom after I scolded her.
Nice.
And I'm like, dude, he's in the front. It's just him. I'm talking to him like, dude, that fucking sucks. He's like, I know, dude. I'm so sorry. Like, he was like, this sucks. My bad. And I was like, don't worry about it. She's hot. Plow through this. She'll be all right. She comes back in heated. Apparently, one of the staff heard her in the bathroom talking to her friends like, fuck this guy. This guy's a fucking asshole. So she comes back out heated. She starts chirping again. I was like, dude, you got to shut the fuck up, please. And then she gets up to leave. And I was like, what's going on? And she was like, you're racist and you're against women. Fuck you. I was like, all right. Of course,
What
at
a
that
fucking
point,
hack.
at that point, the entire room, who's all the dogs, starts going wild on bitch, shut the fuck up. And I was like, dude, please settle down. I was like telling the boys, like I told the boys, stand down. Stand by and stand down, dude. So they start spazzing, and I settle them down, and they leave, and the couple next to them that was at the same table was like head in their hands, like, what the fuck? And I was
My
like,
wife's
do you
next.
know them? And they were like, the girl denied it. And I was like, so wait, they just sat you together? And the guy was like, no. He was like, that's my brother and her girlfriend. And I was like, damn, have you ever met that girl before? And they're like, this is the first time. I was like, what a loser she is. First time meeting the family, you spaz and get kicked out of a comedy
what
show.
A fucking loser.
well, it's also a
How
nice.
hot we talking? Is this why she hasn't developed a social personality?
Yeah, she was hot
that's-
enough to not realize. And I even told her, she was like, oh, you don't want a woman talking? And I was
What the
like,
fuck does that
well,
even
of
mean?
course not, but look to your right. I was like, look to your right. There's two women, quiet as church mice the entire show, like proper ladies. She was like,
Well, an easy thing to get them with too is be like, it's understandable. Women come to these shows, they get excited.
yeah, they don't
They
get
get
it.
sexual feelings. They start acting out. That's an
True.
easy.
Yeah.
Shut down. See, it's normal for women to get like really horny when they see a performer working their
I
craft.
get fucking. I go right for the neck.
I
go,
don't.
shut the fuck up, and then I start making fun of whoever's at next to him.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty nice, but then I was, when she was
Hot
yapping
chicks are
at
like
me,
that's like a
hot
Godzilla.
chicks
Though.
are
It's a
monsters.
Godzilla coming in the room. It's a Mothra, dude.
Her hit me with a fucking "you're against women." I was like, you don't know the half of it, you dumb bitch. And it was
Also,
funny,
it's funny to disrupt the show and be like, you're against women. It's
Exactly.
Like, you
what are
stink.
you talking
Yeah.
about?
I didn't come out here and antagonize you for no reason.
yeah, it was.
There's a dude stormed out too. He had to leave.
He stayed for a minute and then he had to leave with her. He did hit me with like 3 I'm sorries, which was so great. I was like, dude, don't worry about it. Because don't worry about it. It's not his fault his lady's yapping like that. He was checking her the whole time. He was like, please stop. Please stop. And she just kept going. And then it happened again. Another lady got
You ever
me.
date like a bad drunk?
None that would
So
ever
no.
ruin a comedy show. I would never date
I've
someone that
never-
would ruin a comedy show. If somebody
No.
talked
Yeah.
during a show, I'd be like, yo, I'll spaz.
Yes.
I'll lose my
It's
mind.
literally the most embarrassing fucking thing in the world.
Yeah, it's like you're the only one doing this. Do you understand that? There's
Yeah.
300 people here. You're the one person. Less than 1%. You.
Yeah.
You stink.
It's got to be something, man, that happens to them where they're just like,
Well, if they're a certain level of hot, they don't have to abide
They have no
by
idea.
social rules.
And also
Yeah,
up
true.
front, she was like totally up front. That's another thing. People like see you this close and they're like, yeah. They like start responding to what you're saying,
Yeah.
which is always, that happens all the time. And I'm never mad at them.
sure.
Dude,
They're
it's
just
like,
sitting there like,
why-
yeah, that is true. And it's like, all right, thank you. Please,
Yeah.
please stop
Pretend
talking.
it's a movie. Shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean,
Why?
I've been getting lucky. I've been getting people saying stuff that's fun. Like some guy recently was talking about how he like I was making fun of
It'll happen.
failed marriages, and the dude was talking
I read
about
that book.
how his like dog got sold by his mom for Adderall.
Oh, man.
That was a good time. That was
Yeah,
good.
that's fun.
good fodder. Just to be like, it stinks.
Yeah.
Sorry, your mom did that. It's a shame. And everyone's like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah. Having fun. It'll come, dude. It's the law of averages. You do enough shows, you're going to start getting you'll get hit.
It's nice.
It's coming.
Gardini,
It's Vesuvius, dude.
True.
It's going to erupt one day.
Yeah.
True.
And there's just going to be millions of Kim Kardashians flowing out.
Flying out, just saying, fuck yeah. That wasn't funny.
Racist. Shut the fuck up.
Shoot, Sean.
At Soul Joe's this weekend, there was a quinceanera that was really loud. Next to the
Quinceañeras
show.
will get you.
That was very funny.
There's a quinceanera going on simultaneously.
Yeah, I was hosting and they were just giggling under my.
What's that like? They're
under my-
15, right?
Yeah, they're
I've got hit with 2
15-year-old Latinas.
quinceañeras in my day.
What?
I got hit with one at the Stress Factory in Bridgeport and one at the Stress Factory in New Jersey.
Really?
Yes.
So were they
Shout
in the
out, Vinny.
room there though?
Yeah, dude, the Stress Factory in New Jersey one was the one show. Were you there for that? Remember the one show they moved us outside for no reason?
Yeah.
So we did the Thursday night show indoors. It was great.
Yeah.
Friday they tried to move us outside in the tent.
Bigger seat.
Probably because they're trying to
No,
contain
they're-
it. They had an active quinceanera, dude.
Well, they put the quinceanera.
You got to put it in a tent.
Thank God there were these giant industrial fans on stage that damped out all sound, which was insane. And there was a quinceanera to the left that was just serving each other. Like they were just having a party.
Isn't it for a
Balloons.
Getting
15-year-old though?
food. They were.
Yeah, why are they allowed
No,
to
I
show?
Maybe it's
Is it
just
18
Mexican
plus?
birthday
Yeah,
parties.
I think that was just a Mexican fun time.
Yeah, Mexican fun times.
It's
They're
just
turning the
They're all
comedy club
quinceañeras.
to an
yeah, you can't
Applebee's
keep
thing.
all that Latin heat indoors, dude. That's what those
No.
outside things were for.
Yeah. It's like
True.
New York Sports Club has all those vents going. They open the window and blow fans out.
Yeah, dude.
Because
Too
the
many fat ass
quinceañeras.
Latinas
Latin
raising
heat.
the heat.
Oh yeah, they'll
Busting
turn it
ass.
up.
Yeah, you imagine if they walked in here, you go nuts, dude. The temp would be.
Yeah, Shane
Oh.
walked into just a full quinceanera heat. Dude. He walked in,
It was a quinceanera in here. I'm mad thinking about that. They moved us outside for during that. I was like, we're going inside for the late show. Get the inside ready.
yeah, that's
This is ridiculous.
Get
While
the
I was
inside ready.
in a tent with the sun up because it was the early
It was
show
the early
behind a
show.
parking garage. You can hear the parking garage.
It's
There's
a loud
cars
street, too.
beeping.
It's
Yeah,
like
you
a
would
main
It's on the
street.
street. I was on stage like, this wouldn't suck that bad if there wasn't a fucking perfectly good comedy club next to us.
yeah.
We could walk in right now.
What did he say the point was?
They never really explained it.
We did the
I asked
Thursday
like 10
shows
fucking
inside
times.
too. The day before
They
that,
did the
we
Thursday
did
inside, then Friday.
Friday early, we did outside, and then
It was COVID stuff.
I guess so. Yeah, probably.
They were
Yeah, but
trying.
if you could do one,
that's all it
you could
was.
do
They
all.
were exactly, but they were trying to. They weren't worried about COVID exactly. They were worried about people complaining.
That's what. Yeah, exactly.
So they were
I
just
mean,
trying their
everybody's
best.
worried about that.
No, they didn't intend on splitting shows. I don't know what happened the Thursday early.
Someone
Maybe it was
probably had a
raining.
moment of weakness.
maybe.
I mean, those guys are great over there. I'm
Yeah, I'm
pals.
saying,
I'm
yeah, I mean,
pals
they-
with them.
They probably got scared. Like someone probably
I'm
was
sure
like,
one
they're
person
reporting
complained
people.
on Thursday.
Yeah, someone was reporting people, and then they were like, "Fuck it," and then they did one outside. And they're probably like, "Fuck this, we'll go back inside." This is bullshit.
No, they were going to try to keep it all outside the rest of the week.
Yeah, they could have
I
got shut
rose
down.
hell, dude. I hit them with fucking unsatisfactory.
Stress factor.
Did you really?
I hit him. I usually don't.
Yeah, dude. Imagine having like a paying a club mortgage, all of those bills, and like the city could just come shut your whole shit down.
They always have a cop there at the Stress Factory.
That's because the towns are dog shit.
They're good. No, they have a cop like since-
Bridgeport is legit,
Bridgeport's
like,
terrible.
It's
I
like,
heard Bridgeport's
it's like
tough,
Kensington.
yeah.
It's a heroin capital.
Yeah.
Really?
There's just dudes walking around looking for their limbs. It's fucking
Yeah.
terrible. Stinks. It's disgusting.
You
Have
doing
you
that
been, when's
act
the last
out?
time you've been down K&A?
Smoker act out? Let me
When's
hear
the-
you do the smoker act out. No, dude,
Come
say
on, you know a
something.
good voice.
I've been smoking cigarettes.
You
It
have
just
been
sounds
smoking
like your real
cigarettes.
voice.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
You got to robotic it up a little.
I don't really want to.
That's
That's it.
Yeah,
I don't want to go.
dude.
I don't really know about that. I don't.
No, it's funny. No one can
Oh,
hear us.
man.
Our mics are. You're
Yeah,
putting
Did you hear it in there?
A
I'm
little
saying
bit.
my.
Yeah.
I'm up here.
No, I know. That's the point of the thing. It works if you can hear
Oh, does it really?
It
Yeah.
reverberates. Reverberation.
What? You're coming right through my thing?
I don't. Matt, they can definitely hear.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's how the whole thing works. You're right.
It's a little trick. A lot of comedians do that. They go, you ever see that smoking commercial?
And lungs like this.
Yeah, do it.
Big down.
Is that part of your?
Big down.
Let's switch to the Patreon, huh?
Yeah, where
What
are
do
we
you
at
say?
time-wise?
We gotta be over
We're
an hour.
at 103.
Woo!
Look at that.
God damn, bro.
I thought we were well over an hour.
So did I.
Yeah,
Time flies.
time flies. You hit it? You turned it off. All right, good. We got to plug things. That's good.
He's like none.
We could turn it back
Yeah,
on.
no,
We
no.
could turn it
Turn it
back
back
on.
on.
I can edit it together.
Look at Sean. What the hell?
Sean, look at the camera. Plug something.
Yo, first of all, tell Noah not to touch a motherfucking
Yeah,
button
Noah
unless you
turned
tell
off the
him.
camera, so excuse me. The gang has to do their plugs still.
Yeah, man.
So, check out Stuff Island. It's Tommy and O'Connor's podcast.
Stuff Island.
Yes. The 17th and 18th and 19th, of February, I'll be at the Comedy Connection in Providence, Rhode Island. The 24th, 25th, and 26th, I got a special guest joining me in Salt Lake City, Wise Guys. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I'll
Plug
be
something.
there.
Matt's the special guest.
I'll be there. I'll definitely be there. I have this is the big one, man. This is Bananas Comedy Club.
One more. March 3rd, 4th, and 5th. West Nyack, Levity Live.
I like that place.
Yeah.
Place is nice. Bananas.
Matty McCusker.
Central
Bananas.
Jersey. In Rutherford, New Jersey.
Wait do you see that?
Ruth-
crowd?
Rutherford.
Wait do you see that? crowd?
Rutherford, New Jersey.
It's
They're
not
gonna- if
Central,
they
dude.
get the
It's right here.
It's North Jersey.
Oh, yes.
It's at the Meadowlands.
It's
It's
a tippity top.
Rutherford, yeah.
Forgot about that, yeah. April 29th, Saturday, April 30th.
The WAPs are
Three
going to
shows.
fucking numbers.
I don't do well for them, bro. I've done stuff for them before.
Yeah, you keep
Listen,
talking
dude,
shit like this.
It won't be the WAPs. It'll be the bros.
I mean, I'll battle the WAPs. I've battled the WAPs before.
I battled the WAPs in that room. That was the time
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
remember that.
I was like, hey, you're here. Who's coaching the 1985 Chicago Bears? Some lady. I was like, you look like Mike Ditka. That's how I started the show. People were none too pleased with that.
God damn. Yeah, that's going to be a big one. And then Austin.
Salt Lake's gonna be great, dude.
Salt Lake will be very nice.
Utah.
So that's in April. And then Austin, March 18th, March 19th. I think I got a 10:30 late show too. So whatever. Just come out to them. I'll put them on Twitter.
Yeah, baby.
I'll be groveling in 3 weeks. Like, please go to Bananas. Please go to fucking Bananas.
No,
That's actually a lot of tickets. Come in.
It's not. You're gonna sell that out.
We'll see.
Thank you for joining us. If you care to keep listening to me and Matt and Tommy, join the Patreon.
Get into the inner circle, bro. Quit fucking around.
Join the Patreon. It's
Who
gonna be
knows? Our days on YouTube are numbered.
true. It's gonna be a hoot on Patreon.
Yeah.
And hello, we're here live.
Dude, that would be sick though. To
be
go
betrayed?
back to like your longest relationship and just backstab them.
Yeah.
But you got to figure out how you could possibly backstab them. Like, I don't know how I could, I'm trying to think out of all my brothers who I could backstab.
You could take one of your brother's like wives.
True.
That would be a good backstab. And you would abandon your family as well.
Oh, a double backstab.
Yes, you'd be the ultimate.
That's a triple cross.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, abandoning
And then
your-
get her back. Then be like, dump your boyfriend's wife or
Yeah.
your friend's wife.
Yeah.
And then win your wife back.
And then kill myself.
And then kill yourself. So you've ruined everything for everybody.
That's such a crazy life, dude.
It's sick that dudes do that. Sick, like
Yeah.
dudes actually like destroy everybody around them.
Yeah.
We're here live with our guest today, Frank.
Here I am.
What's up, bro?
Old Frankie.
Good to see you guys. Thanks
Yes.
for having me back.
Frank from the neighborhood.
I don't
dude.
think anybody gets. I don't think we get more hyped for a guest than when Frank's
Bro.
around.
I don't know about that.
I'm
I swear
telling
to
you.
God.
Ask Shane for my honest reaction.
He walked in. I said, "Dude, I got Francis." He goes, "Oh yes,
Oh, that's so nice to
Dude,
hear.
you were
I really
fantastic
appreciate
last
that.
time.
you're so fun to be
Oh,
around."
I have a blast with you
You
guys.
can carry a cast. That's something I pay. I'm like,
Yeah,
man, I can carry a motherfucking cast.
it's nice to have someone.
On the
that-
last one, you were.
I was really excited to hang out with you guys that time.
We're pumped.
No,
bro.
not this
But
time.
well, I'm worried I burned all my best
This
stories.
time is-
I got plenty of stories.
All right, so
Yeah.
here's topic number one.
True.
And I need to give you the full lead on this. You're gonna be pumped. So as you know, I got a personal trainer. Did you know that?
Billy mentioned it. Yes.
All right. So today I had my first sesh.
What was it like?
Bro, if you saw how out of shape I am. Oh my God. Dude, we were doing workouts and I was like, I stopped to tell the guy, I was like, dude, this is like, the workouts we're doing is like rehabbing like a dude who was in a car wreck teaching me how to walk.
They do
Like
mobility
I'm literally
shit.
like stepping on a box.
You're
stepping
Hank in
down.
Breaking Bad after
It's
those shootings.
Yes, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they do all that mobility shit now. So now they're like, let me see you do a squat. And they're like, twist your ankles 30 degrees.
Bro.
And it's like, dude, I can't do that. I did one of those things
First
once.
squat, Charlie Horse.
Wow.
And he was like, wait, were you drinking yesterday? I was like, yeah. And it was 11. So I woke up at 10. I just like walked in. He was like, did you have anything to drink today? I was like, no. I was so dehydrated. I got in there and did a squat. Got a Charlie Horse right away. And you know what's funny? It's the exact same thing that happened to me at West Point.
Really?
Day one, for the first morning, we had PT in the morning. And they were like, all right, we're going to start with some squats. And I was like, dude, I squat 400. This is going to be nothing. Dude, I went down and first squat, I was like, ugh. Oh,
Did you get a horse on the first squat? In
I got a
West Point?
Charlie Horse. Yeah, my first one at West Point because we walked around all day. And then in the morning, we didn't drink anything. And it was like 5:30 in the morning. I was standing doing squats. My legs locked up.
Oh.
And they're like, all right, we're going to go for a jog. I was like, I'm walking, dude. I'm in the back walking.
Yeah, they got to put you on a little cot to fucking carry you.
It was crazy.
Not a little one. big one.
Hey, we
Frank,
don't
Frank,
do that kind of stuff.
I just
around
told
here.
you I went to a personal trainer
This is
today.
don't
not
do
a
that.
weight shaming. He's just
This is body positivity, dude. This is
he's
a new direction
long.
of comedy.
Think of the cot you would need. Think of the stretcher.
I would literally need, like, instead of stretcher bears, I'd need pallbearers, dude. I need a guy on each fucking rung.
need some Paul
Can
Bunyan.
you imagine
Yeah.
the old wars when they'd be like, get him on. They'd be like, too big.
This guy? They're like, yeah,
Too big.
this is too many lives
Yeah,
to
like,
risk
leave 'em.
to gather him.
Yeah, the new direction of comedy is body positivity,
like that.
genderqueer.
Yeah.
We don't.
I am
we don't attack.
genderqueer.
Even if don't attack someone for being tall, dude. That's crazy.
I just
Genderless?
thinking of the size of the bed, the
No, it was-
gurney you'd need. That was all.
No, it's fun.
no,
It was
no,
fun.
no, it's fine.
It's fun.
Look, guys, first off, I'm gonna get attacked for
For
even
what?
admitting to going to a personal trainer, and that's fine.
You need to keep the
I'm,
machinery going.
I'm for that. I like that you did
I'm
that.
excited about it. We'll see how long I can do it.
Do you know why I'm excited that he did that?
Why?
Because I want Shane to start spending money superfluously. I want you to start spending money in ways where you don't even need the things you're buying. You do so well, but you live in squalor.
Dude, he's got plants. Look at that.
This is Tom's.
Still,
Still
you
a
live
nice
amongst
plant.
them. You're still
Dude,
breathing
I
live
came
in.
in, there
amongst
were no
plants.
lights on.
There's no lights.
Where are the lights?
I'm not a girl, dude.
Well, this is more of the old money look. A lot of old money, you have more just lamps kicking around.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you something about class, dude.
Yo, he's from LL Bean. You gonna tell him about lamps? He's from the Bean.
Dude, you could model Bean.
Oh my god.
No bullshit.
I was in one of the magazines, but I was blurry in the background mowing the lawn.
Wait, hold on. What were you
I was
wearing?
not
though?
in focus.
Did they make you wear Bean?
I don't even think I don't think so.
Sort of like a
it was a
Adidas
dog.
tracksuit.
They were shooting for dog beds, and they were
And you were
using
in the
our
back.
labs, our yellow labs.
What?
And
God,
then
your
I was
labs are gorgeous.
out the window
I hate
mowing the
you, dude.
lawn. But they put me in blur so that they
You
would wouldn't
have
have to pay
handsome
me.
labs?
We had some good labs.
How
yeah.
much did you fetch for modeling out those labs?
They would give us the dog beds. That's how they paid us.
That's still nice.
They
to
gave
get
us
your
the
dogs.
product.
It's nice to get your dogs some
Bean
shine.
dog
Those
bed.
are some nice dogs. Those are big.
What were your
dog
dogs'
beds.
names?
Well, the first was Waggy, and we got Waggy on my Christmas. I was 3 years old, and I came
Oh,
downstairs.
so Waggy's long dead.
Yeah, but she was she started it all. She was the matriarch because then she was such a great dog that we bred her.
You guys would breed.
You ever
Yeah.
seen a dog have puppies, man?
No.
You won't forget it.
Why is it disgusting?
Well, it's really hard work. You know, you're having like 8 or 9 children
yeah.
at a go, and so you feed them eggnog to restore the calories they're burning as they
Are
get
you
I was
bottling
getting
them?
some eggnog today at the trainer.
Eggnog's pretty good.
He was like, yo, you need some noggin? Oh my God,
Yeah,
guys.
you
would
need
have.
some nog, bro.
Thank God. So this is one thing I was worried about. If this was in a, there's the hardest part about being fat and getting back into working out. It's like, I don't want to go make a fool of myself in the gym.
People
This-
die for that.
What?
People die for that. Just like, I'm not making a fool of myself.
I'd rather die than go. Yeah, it's like a fear of public speaking where they're like, I'd rather die than give a speech.
Yep.
I'd rather die than go fall doing box jumps at a gym.
Just pop a medicine ball.
Just fall and shatter my shin doing a box jump.
Was it private? Was it like secluded?
But it's private. Yeah, it's just in a nice little place upstairs.
That's awesome.
Me and my guy.
You got to try to kiss someone just once and never bring
I
it
think
back
we're
up.
getting close already.
Really?
First time there was sparks. I made him laugh a couple times.
What?
How jacked is he?
He's not.
He's not.
He's not. I mean, he's definitely like strong and in shape, but no,
Mhm.
he's not like huge.
What do you want in your personal trainer to look like, ideally?
I like this guy. He's a hunk. He's just a nice hunk.
I mean, you don't want the super jack guy?
I've had the super jacked guy as like strength and conditioning coaches and shit. I'm not for it. Just a huge jacked guy that's like, come on, pussy. And you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to start inquiring slightly about gear. Just be
Oh,
like,
true.
so like, I'm trying to take.
Yeah,
this to
he
the
was
next
like, what do you
level.
want out of it? Like, what do you like ideal weight? What do you want to get to? And
Yeah.
I should have just been like, I'm trying to bulk, dude. I'm trying to gain.
That's what
should've
I'm
just
going
looked at-
for.
You
Should've
are
just been
bulking.
like,
Yeah.
dude, where can I? Where can I score? I'm trying to.
I might, after like 2 weeks of doing like step ups on a box and sit ups, be like, all right, dude, now it's time to take this to the next level.
You're doing cat and cow.
Yeah, dude. Dude, we stretched at the end, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
I don't understand. What is the potential pushback against trying to maintain the bod, trying to maintain the
Nothing
shell?
at all, other than
People
my
do get
friends and
whacked out.
people laughing at me for trying.
Yeah, I hear you. But some people
That's
get
the hard
like,
part.
some people get pissed. On my Instagram, I shared a story. Some guy just sent me a picture of himself flexing his back. It was ripped.
Yeah.
People were like, "What the fuck? Take this shit off." I'm like, "Dude, it's excellence.
Well,
This guy's fucking shredded."
if you're taking a picture of yourself with your shirt off and posting it online, that
Dude,
is
it was,
gay.
but it was a classic back pose, dude. It was fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very funny if he does it jokingly.
He said it was for Shat Nation.
All right, well,
flex the back.
yes, that's very
People
funny.
got pissed. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, this is excellence.
I like that.
Has
That's
to be
cool.
celebrated.
I really like. I admire men's bodies now more than I do women.
Mm.
I would say.
Yeah.
I've shifted, and I think that's fine.
Yeah, girls' bodies are gross, dude.
Well,
You think about them
it's just you kind of you get better. Your taste improves.
for sure.
You know.
You just get gay. Yeah, that's your
mean,
theory, dude.
It's not like I'm going to act on it.
Men become women with time, and women become men.
I think that it takes a lot more work to have a super ripped back than to be in a bikini with nice boobs.
True.
Here's my problem with dudes that are jacked that do nothing else. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
It's
the
like
fact
sick,
that
dude.
just jacked.
Do something. Stop going to the fucking gym.
Yeah, but then
You got to do something.
Then you find the occasional guy who, is super jacked and he's
doing stuff.
doing other stuff.
I like what you do. Is that what you're trying to get?
No, I'm not there.
You're very
I'm
fit. You
lean.
like going to the gym.
I'm lean. I like to exercise, but it's all to keep my sanity.
Yeah.
If I go
I-
like 2 or 3 days without exercising, I'm starting to envision,
Bro.
killing
Yeah.
people.
I got home from the gym today and I was so happy.
Yeah, you feel great.
I was like, nice.
Yeah.
Started listening to hip hop, played FIFA.
You
was great.
Your beer tastes better.
Really?
Yeah, because then you don't feel any guilt about it.
I have almost none.
Sure, but like that first beer after a workout, you think there's room for this. My body has made space for this.
My body's
Yeah.
thirsting for this.
Yeah.
I
What do you
know.
think the over-under on times I go train is?
I think you'll stick with it.
You think I'll stick with
Yeah,
it?
I think
it'll get
appreciate
easier.
that.
Yeah, I think you'll
appreciate
stick
that.
with it, dude. I mean, it's good. You need to maintain the bod.
I had to. Look, before I was like, look, if you work out, you're gay. I still maintain that, but I needed to get gay in order to survive.
Exactly.
If I would have kept at this rate, I would have probably passed away soon.
Yeah, it would have been 50s for sure.
50s, I will pass away.
You think 50s?
50s, 60s, yeah. Well, though Louis Anderson just made it to like 68.
Yeah, dude. You'll. Yeah, trust me.
I got that.
Yeah, you'll creep into like late. At least I guarantee you,
It's
late
71.
60s, late 60s.
Yeah.
No, let's not get
Just think about how
greedy.
much
I mean-
gayer you'll get as you get older. You'll get even gayer as you get older, and you'll start entertaining. Everybody does this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll start. Dude, my dad used to eat 4 soft pretzels every single day, and if you were to be like, "Yo, how about you mix in some vegetables?" He would be like, "The fuck, what are you trying to do?"
Mhm.
And he like went plant based when he was like 60
Yeah.
for like a couple months. But that would have like he would have genuinely been pissed off if someone was like, "Yo, don't eat meat." He would have been like 10 years ago. He'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
So you'll
So,
get
yeah.
gay. You'll get. We're all just getting gayer and gayer.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
Gay or bitter.
there's
Pick your
one
choice.
thing. Yeah, it is gay or bitter.
It's gay or bitter.
I'm pretty bitter, but I've improved on that front. Now I am becoming gay. I've switched gears from bitter to gay, and it could be beneficial.
This is a really interesting. There's really just a fork in the road. I didn't know there
Oh,
was
yeah.
2 options.
It's gay or bitter, dude.
Gay
As you
or
get
bitter?
older. That's it. You either get bitter and you're just like, yeah, I eat fucking chicken fingers every day.
Yeah.
And you just
Yeah.
fucking die.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, yo, that guy was the man. That
Yeah.
guy was the fucking man.
That is the drawback, though. If you do die a fat king, people do celebrate.
They
They're
like you
yo,
more,
that guy
you know.
fucking ruled.
Guy's arteries are hard as fucking rocks. dude.
Meatloaf,
Yeah.
dude, Meatloaf, R.I.P. Although he was geezed up a little,
Yeah, he made it pretty
he
long.
made it pretty far, and he wasn't that fat. He wasn't like
Nah.
a true fat.
Yeah, how fat was I know like anything for love. He was pretty
He was
beat.
beefy when he was he was
Yeah.
beefy, but he wasn't like if you looked at him, you weren't like he's gonna die from that.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
But-
he definitely had some years in him, I guess.
It was nice to see the Fat Kings died. Louis and Meatloaf died on the same day,
Yeah.
and everybody mocked them.
Yeah, what the fuck?
The fuck?
I
No
mean,
respect, dude.
No respect.
hey, let me ask you this: what's your goal for personal training?
No real set goal right now.
What would
Truthfully.
happen if you started getting ripped? Would you
That
stop?
I would have to stop.
Yeah. you
Although at that point, I'm sure that it would be too powerful.
If
To
you
stop.
bulked and just quietly
Guys,
bulked,
I got to be honest with you. Based on today's performance, we're a decade away. We're a decade of
that's
consistent
perfect timing.
work.
That's perfect timing.
you got a lot to work with. You know,
Yeah, I mean, I got
you can
I
convert
got it just where I want.
into muscle.
Yeah,
Did the trainer ask you if you have big balls?
Do you think that's funny to make fun of me?
You should have told me.
Do you think you're getting a big laugh out of this?
Why are you so insecure about your big balls, dude?
Why do you think I'm insecure about my big balls, dude? I'm not. You laugh it up, dude. You have a good laugh, Sean.
You got big balls?
I have big balls.
Mine are getting bad.
What do you mean?
They're just starting to go lower and lower.
You
And
saggies.
yeah. Like I'm
It's because
embarrassed.
you're confident.
Well,
Yeah, dude. I still have boyish tucked in sack.
But they're big, dude.
But they're big. Just crazy. No, if it's warm though, like
Oh, yeah.
the sheath draws them loose, dude. The sheath makes them just a pillow, dude, a beanbag.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
If it's warm out, the dog drops his tongue,
Oh,
dude.
yeah. That's a cartoon dog.
coaxes
Rolls it out.
them out. Yeah.
The dog drops.
It's like humming to a snail on the beach. You guys know that trick?
No, you hum the
You hum
snails?
to you got a snail on the beach. You hum to it one tone. It will emerge from its shell very slowly. Same with like
snake and a flute.
True.
I was thinking hermit crabs, like any sort of crustacean. I think
They like humps.
they will come out of their shell to humming. Yeah.
What kind of frequency do you got to hit?
I go low. I go like a.
Let's say you're holding- yeah.
You got to be able to maintain it, and
Let's
you got
say
to
you're
go for
holding
a
a
while.
snail right here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Against the shell?
Yeah, close. Hold it right up. Yeah.
You like that snail?
Because they'll once you pull them off the rock, they dive back in.
Sure, yeah.
And you got to hum to them and let them know it's okay. Come on out.
Damn, they're drawn to the
Try that
frequencies.
sometime. It's really fun.
I will. Next time I see a hermit. Oh, I had dreams last night. I was digging up sand crabs.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even want to talk about that, man. I've been having the craziest. Not that. That was nothing. The sand crab dream was pleasant. I've been having the craziest fucking dreams all week.
Yeah.
The most fucked up
Why?
it was 2 sleep paralysis episodes.
No.
Full on hallucinations. I go into them. I fully am like, let's go.
You embrace it?
Yes, I go full
Yeah.
into it.
Why? What
Fun.
happens?
You
What's
start
on
to
the other end of the
hallucinate.
tunnel?
So here's what happens. So you're going to, you get the like,
Yeah.
when you're going into the tunnel. The first night, it just led me into a dream, and you kind of forget you're dreaming. And then I realized I was dreaming. I started chasing women around my dream, being like, ah!
Yeah.
Instantly got kicked out. It just woke me up. I was like, fuck. Second night, I was trying to go into it. What happens a lot of the times is you start hallucinating your immediate surroundings. So I'm going like, it's just nothing but demon faces. And I'm like hang in there. And I finally, I thought I was getting out of it. And I was like, Brit. And then it's like, I hallucinated my wife turning around going, la, 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 la. And I was like,
Whoa.
oh, fuck, I'm still in it. And I try to hang on as long as I can. But that spit me right out. I got fucking, but dude, it's pretty sick.
So are you always trying to stay in longer?
Yes, I try to go in as long
You're
as
trying
I
to
can.
harness the beast. I get too scared.
You got to go in. It's
I don't
so
know.
cool. It's pretty fun.
I'm always when I'm in it, it is always demons and sort of
Yeah.
really bad.
You know what's
stuff.
crazy? Because it
Yeah.
doesn't. I'm skeptical when I hear everybody else's sleep paralysis because it happened to me once.
Mhm.
So every time someone's like, I get it all the time, I'm like, yeah, right. But then I looked it up, and it only happens to like 10%.
Exactly.
But it happens a lot to podcast guests. I think 100% of podcast guests have it.
Well, I'm not lying.
I don't think you are lying. Maybe it's because we're like creative guys.
That's
Very possible.
Come on, take that back.
I tell
Maybe because we're more of a left brain type,
more visionaries. I would say we're more visionaries. It makes
very
sense.
visionary type.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Something
guys,
like
You should see me step up onto a box and about that size.
But know how you get it know how you get it to happen to you more? I've been getting woken up almost like clockwork at 4 a.m. So I have a daughter and she wakes up.
Oh,
so
yeah,
my
you're coming
sleep
in and
gets
out of the
interrupted for like 30 minutes and then I lay back down and it's
And
sleep
it's
paralysis.
stress related.
happens.
And
Dude.
you're under heavy stress
all
from
last
that
week.
shit. Yeah.
Stomach bug ran through the house.
Yes.
I was just tending to 2 sick women, dude, just barfing.
Ah,
2 barfing women, dude.
gotta hold hair. That's the worst.
Two
You-
barfing
One time I was
Barfing
skiing.
ladies.
I want to tell you this. You're gonna like this.
What mountain?
Sugarloaf.
Ooh.
And we used to go
Dropped
up
one
there.
of those today.
We were. Was that a coke covered shit?
No. That's just poop. It's a funny thing.
Okay. Oh, talk about yin and yang. So we were up at Sugarloaf. We used to go there for.
See, it's funny. Thanks. Thanks, Gardivi.
We used to go there for New Year's Eve. That was the spot in Maine. You go to Sugarloaf Mountain on New Year's Eve when you're in high school. and I was
Do you
hanging
kiss
out.
your sweetheart on Sugarloaf?
No,
You
I
didn't
didn't
ever kiss a
I
sweetheart?
didn't have any like girlfriends or anything.
What?
Yeah.
I know you're trying to get to that story, but
Well, I was
let's
a
put
late
pin in
bloomer.
that story.
Yeah.
I was.
You didn't get any pussy when you were a
the
young
hell?
man?
Not much. No.
That's why you're a psychopath now.
No, because I did
That
catch
happens
up.
a lot. Guys that didn't get any sniz and then they get.
I agree.
need to work out every day. And
I agree with that.
abs and fucking slam pussies.
No, I agree with that. But I did catch. I got it early enough that I didn't.
Okay. Okay.
You were right on the edge of being
Yeah,
like,
just
why don't they
enough
fucking
in time.
doing a little iPhone video?
Ye-
Like, why don't they fucking respect me? The skiing in Maine's pretty easy, right? Compared to like,
I mean, it's not steep or huge the way the West is, but it's icy as hell.
What about
Oh,
compared
okay.
to the Poconos?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's my.
I think it's bigger. The Sugarloaf is the biggest mountain in the Northeast.
But
for
what
skiing.
about? There's
Hell
something
yeah.
to be said about swimming on artificial or skiing on artificial snow.
That's what they have.
Pow,
That
pow.
up
They have
there,
all
too.
artificial Maine.
Not all, but like a lot of it.
That is
Mainly.
that's icy. Classic. That is this artificial snow. It gets icy as hell. I
Yeah.
noticed that. It's not powder.
And there's just so much wind, and there's so much wind chill. I
That
mean,
sounds great.
it's like 20 below with the wind chill.
All right, so
So-
you're up on Sugarloaf. You
We
didn't
go there
kiss a
for New
sweetheart.
Year's
You didn't
Eve.
kiss a sweetheart on New Year's.
No, we're going around. I'm hanging. I'm a sophomore. I'm a new kid at this
Ooh.
school.
So you're horny as hell.
Yeah, and I'm hanging with all the seniors. So I was in with the cool kids.
Damn.
But we were on a bus, one of those, shuttles taking
Sure.
you around the village or the
You
mountain. or
told
whatever.
on everyone for drinking.
This girl that I was hanging out with, another sophomore, she had gotten a Gatorade bottle full of vodka.
Yes.
But she was new to drinking, and she drank too much of it, and she puked on the shuttle.
Nice.
And all the seniors told me I had to get off the shuttle with her because the shuttle bus driver said, "Who puked? Get off, get off." And so she got kind of kicked off, and they were like, "Go with her. It's cold out there." But I didn't know. I
They're
didn't.
setting you up,
I
bro.
I didn't really know her. And then we were out in a snowbank, and she was like kind of about to throw up, and she was like, "Hold my hair." And I was like, "What? Is that my duty?" I wasn't with this girl. I didn't. Am I supposed to? Is
Yes, hold her hair.
Yeah, man.
I don't like
So
throw
you
up.
said
Watching
no?
people throw up makes me want to throw up.
So you said no?
Well, I held it, but it was hard. I had to look away.
You didn't do her bangs. You just grabbed her ponytail.
Yeah, I had a very loose, just a fistful. I didn't wrap it
Yeah,
like I
you
was
got it.
punishing her
Just a
or
little
anything.
rat tail.
Yeah,
Oh,
little
man.
Jedi braid.
Where'd they drop you off? Like, just outside?
Yeah, the guy was so mad that she'd thrown up on the shuttle.
They
that
dropped you off on like the side of the
side
road?
of the road. Yeah, and then we had to walk. I had to give her a piggyback down the fucking mountain to her
Whoa.
friends.
What?
It was bad, dude.
And you didn't like her.
No, I mean, I
you
would
were
have
like, "Fuck
maybe
this."
if she hadn't thrown up.
Oh,
Damn,
then you would have.
just begrudgingly giving someone a piggyback is so funny.
Yeah,
Your friends are over there.
yeah,
Get off.
yeah.
She never reached back out of like, yo, that's very nice of you to shepherd me through my drunk experience.
It was one of those things where I brought her into the hotel room that her 9 friends had rented and were splitting, and they looked at me like I was the bad guy
Yeah.
because here she was, totally fucked up beyond belief.
Yeah.
But I had nothing to do with that. I hadn't given her the Gatorade bottle. I hadn't told her what to drink. All I had done was held her hair and carried her home.
you
But
have
it's like
carried her this.
you deliver a friend in that state, you're always going to be the bad guy.
I don't know, man. Also, too, you guys are just 16?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
15, 16.
you walk into a den of just total nonsense. It's a bunch of 16-year-old girls like, oh my God.
Yeah.
rah."
Yeah. And that doesn't really change.
Yeah, you could have smashed. True.
I'm not.
You could have, not her. I'm saying one of the friends.
That's that.
After your chivalrous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just a loss of a night. Being a good guy never really works out.
That's that early incel in you talking.
They never settle for nice guys like me. Well, then I'll become the jacked, handsome guy.
Just ruthless.
I don't think incels are typically jacked and handsome, right?
No. Then they become jacked and handsome. And they
do-
groom.
Do they
and
retain
get
their
jacked.
anger?
They
Oh,
can,
yeah. And
for
then
sure.
they plow through women.
Oh,
And they do it calculated. It's gross.
I didn't know that.
There's a whole world of these characters. And I remember, I forget what the fuck it was. There was like a early episode we were talking about. There's just this guy in Vegas. I'll never forget him. It was on a reality show. And he was like all he did was go on dates with girls on like Tinder,
Oh yeah.
and he was the biggest douche of all time. But he talked about it. He was like, yeah, when I was young, girls never really were interested in me.
Yeah.
And that's obviously the stem of who he became as a person.
Right.
Was I'm just gonna live in Vegas and get pussy.
Yeah.
It's just a revenge tour.
Just like a
through
real
life, yeah.
revenge. Like
Yeah.
now I'm not in the friend zone.
Yeah, getting pussy kind of stinks, to be honest.
Yeah, I would say so. Bro, I couldn't agree more.
It just stinks. It's like, what the fuck?
When you go on a tear of a few in a row, and then you're just like, what
Yeah.
have
We get old
I
enough, and it's like, yeah,
become?
you're like, I kind of know this. You know what it feels like after a while, and you're just like, all right.
Yeah.
It takes so much time. It's like,
Just
catch a nice fat, just save it up for 2 weeks.
You know
and
what I
fap in
love?
the
Just
shower.
training,
Oh.
working my tail off. And
That's what I'm
training.
saying. You need to get back to the Iron Paradise.
Bro, I gotta get back into my Iron Paradise.
You know what I've been-
Thankfully, I get back into my paradise on Wednesday.
Do you really?
Yeah.
You know what I've been calling the gym lately? The Serpentarium.
Serpentarium?
Snakes
That's
are
where I
at.
grow the pythons.
Those things look good. They've been
I'm
eating
trying
rabbits.
to. They're gonna feed later today.
Oh, yeah, you're
Gotta
on
feed
gonna
'em.
feed?
You're
If
sucked
I don't
up.
feed them, the ASPCA comes down on me.
What are you gonna feed them?
You know, a couple curls,
You're gonna curl today?
plates. Oh yeah.
I thought you were gonna come hang out with us at the Comedy Cellar.
I feel uncomfortable there
Why?
Why?
because the last time I came, you leaned into the booker and you were like, "This fucking guy wants to be here,"
Well, that was a mistake, and I had one too many.
and then
drinks.
everyone looked at me like, "Man, fuck this guy."
Yeah,
And I
when
was
he walked
walking
I
over
was
to say
sitting
hi.
with the owner.
No.
I was sitting with the booker at the cellar, and I was like, "This guy wants to work here so fucking bad."
Yeah, they
And
just
I was like-
buried me.
we all just made fun of it.
And then I'm like, "All right, there's nowhere to go." So
Yeah.
I was making a beeline to say hi to Shane, and I just immediately, abruptly turned left to the bar and was like, "Could I have a Corona, please?"
But then we sat together, and I was full of piss and vinegar.
Yeah, you were in good.
I was like, dude,
form that
fuck
night.
all these people. I don't give a fuck about this. But and then the next morning, he was like, "You were crazy." I was like, "Dude, I regret everything, every single thing I said."
Well, I tried to give him a little bit of, life balancing advice, weirdly,
yeah.
which I felt afterwards like I had overstepped.
No, you did the right thing. You were saying the exact right thing.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
He was like, "You got to have a life outside of this.
Mm.
Yeah.
You got to have friends outside of this. A real, actual life."
It was very much like when Rachel tells Bruce Wayne in, I think, The Dark Knight, "Don't let me be your only hope for a normal life."
Mm,
Shit.
true. I am,
But I would be willing.
Very Bruce, dude.
very
Yeah.
Bruce, dude. You
Very
should.
Bruce.
I was basically training like Bruce today.
Dude, I no.
That
dude.
my trainer's name is now Wilfred or whatever. What's the guy's name? Alfred.
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 I'm gonna
You
start calling
should
him
bring, you
Alfred.
should start
I go,
bringing like
Alfred.
you should bring like some sort of hand weapon next time you go to
Yeah,
gym.
be like, I need. This is my goal. Teach me how to use this.
while you're doing lunges,
A
just,
staff.
just with some nunchucks. Just fucking. He would respect that, dude. If you started using nunchucks,
He knew I was using. If I was training to do a staff,
yeah, dude, a bow staff would be nasty.
man, you know what's hard? Just squats.
Yeah,
with
dude.
zero weight.
Well, it's also hard. Squats are hard when some guys being like,
Zero weight.
when some dudes like, why are your ankles turning out like that? It's like that's just the way my
No,
body's
he
designed.
was very nice. He
Okay,
knew,
you weren't.
He knew this is a fragile endeavor. I can quit at any moment, dude. I'm very good at being like, fuck that.
It'll be good. It'll be good.
One thing I'm excited. It should tone down the drinking slightly
Yeah.
because you can't be hungover. I can't be hungover
No.
for my stepping up on boxes.
No. Just you have to
Damn.
face the guy constantly and have some dude being like, "Ooh, boy."
Yeah, and
Smelling
you know
the
what?
booze
The
coming out of you.
saddest part is thinking because I haven't worked out like hard,
Mhm.
other than Peloton, which you've seen. You've
You're a
witnessed.
fucking monster.
We'll get into the Peloton.
He's a monster on the Peloton.
I know. We
Well,
talk about
We'll
it.
get into the Peloton, but it's not even like you know how in your head you're like, oh, I could probably do that. Like I've said about like when dudes watch like war movies or like, and they're like, dude, I could have been special forces.
Yeah.
It's like I know I couldn't because I did one day of boot camp, and I found out quickly I have no business near this. Same thing. Like I've been sitting here playing video games. Like I'm probably still pretty strong, and I could have kept that lie going, dude. It was like Schrodinger's jacked.
I still think
And then the second I walked into
Dude.
that thing, I was like, I'm not even close to what
It's also
I
so
thought
funny to
maybe
just-
I was at.
Dude, just gaming, being like, take a break and be like, I'm probably strong as fuck.
Yeah, I'm probably still so fucking strong.
But you probably could still squat more than
No, I couldn't. My squats, my knees are fucked up.
Yeah, but
What
if I
was-
were to burden you with a load, you'd be able to like you would.
Yes.
It would fuck up your kind of knees and shit, but
Yeah.
you'd be able to go.
Yeah, I can probably still. But you saw we benched like 5 years ago, and that shit's gone too.
What was the thing you were best at doing?
Today?
Or like, let's just say
Box up on
historically,
boxes,
were
bro.
you better at benching?
Oh,
or
bench.
bench. So you could. How many times could you put up 225 pounds right now?
Right now, 0.
Reps. You don't think
0.
you could do it one time?
I bet I could not.
I think you probably could.
Bro,
Double
I bet you I
45s?
could not. Yeah.
Yeah,
I bet you I could not.
that's the combine weight.
Now,
that they
after a
just-
couple sessions of stepping up and down on boxes,
True.
I might be back.
a couple stretches.
I could be back. No, today was nice. Threw a medicine ball around. That was pretty tight. That made me feel like an athlete.
Yeah.
Dude, my vote's to become an absolute unit. It's over time, slowly but surely.
I'll see what I can do. It's guys. This is day one.
True.
There's what a change of tone.
What do you mean?
Because I was saying I want to get jacked, and you were like, "You fucking incel."
Well, first off, if I got jacked, it'd be funny. I'm funny. You're not funny. The reason you're funny is because of how not funny you are.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I don't care.
Shut up, dude.
I don't care how it
Shut
comes
up.
out. This is all you got to do is just agree with him, and then he reneges on his
You think
point.
he feels bad now?
Yeah, then he feels bad. There is a
Oh.
soul in there somewhere. You just have to. It's under all that cholesterol, so you have to
See, that's
dig
funny.
deep. Yeah,
So you're on creatine right now.
You're
I just
jacked on
started. I'm
creatine.
1 weekend.
How you feel about that?
Well, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous for like what it's going to do to my kidneys. That's
You
the
think?
thing. Yeah, they all tell you to do this super loading phase in the first week, but I'm not doing that because that scared the shit out of me.
Dude.
So I'm just doing
You
five
don't need to do
grams a day.
creatine, dude.
Yeah,
You're
creatine
fine.
is-
I've never done it. I'm curious. It's not like I'm fine with how I look. I'm not worried about
Yeah.
that. I'm having fun. It's something new.
True, something to do.
You know?
Something
Similar
different
to-
every morning to wake up and just be like,
Yeah.
a little bigger.
Also, when you take it, it forces you to lift weights more because you're like,
Really?
yeah, I'm worried if I don't lift weights, I'm just gonna look like a water balloon
Yeah.
boy.
That'd be nice. Though.
That's a good look.
See, I'd like
you were
that.
to bloat yourself as much as humanly possible. Figure out like the maximum water content your body can handle and hit that. If you were
I
fully
can help
bloated,
you with the bloat.
Oh yeah,
full
Get
bloat,
you some Bud Lights.
full bloat.
Get you some Bud Lights tonight. We'll get you about 15 Bud Lights.
someone pokes me in the stomach and my ankle just swells out.
that's the look. A hard bloat, get your
hard
face as red as possible.
Yes. Yes.
You start tying yourself off at pressure points. Just get like all your circulation.
Get like a
ready.
purple hand.
Take my shoes off. My
Go on.
my toes are black. Just
wear
tie
long-
those sneakers a little
Yo,
too tight.
on
there.
stage, wear sleeves and have like 15 rubber bands right here, and just throughout your set, just be like, "Oh my god, take it out,
You should get a hermit crab claw. And just make it purple.
Keep
Come
it in.
Hum to it. Let it.
dude." Keep it in here, and then towards the end of the set, just be like, "Well, thank you guys." And have a black, just a purple hand, dude. And be like, "Oh my god, I need to consult the doctor."
Just have a rotting hand.
Yo, speaking of consulting, on my flight on the way to LA this weekend, they had to they hit the fucking "Is anybody here a doctor?" over the
Come on.
loudspeaker, and a lady had to rush back and help a woman who had a seizure.
Whoa.
Pretty rowdy stuff.
Wow.
It'd be cool if Joe Rogan was like, yeah,
I've talked to several.
yeah.
What is the thing that they will land the plane for one person versus not?
They didn't land this one, but we were like an hour and a half out, so it was probably the closest anyway.
Is a heart attack they land it no matter what?
You would think.
Yeah, probably. I
A
saw an
dead
old lady.
guy though would be tough. If a guy died like early, do you think they'd be like, you know what, let's just ride this thing out?
Yeah, if they're already
It's
dead.
not gonna smell for a while.
Yeah, ride it out.
Put them on ice.
Yeah. Throw them in the drink cart.
Yeah, put them on ice, dude. I saw an old lady had a panic attack on a flight, and like they did a
Nice.
similar thing.
It could have been that. I don't even know.
Yeah,
I
so
assumed it. I assumed a seizure or something, stroke, something wild, because there was a loud commotion.
Really?
Yeah, when whatever it was happened, I didn't see it. It was behind me. And I was in my bed, laying there, just like, what are these peasants up to?
You should have gotten up and be like, "Can you at least just keep your mask on this entire?" Like, ma'am,
True.
I know you're going through it, but we need to be reasonable. And it's about the collective right now. If you could stay masked during this, I'd really appreciate it.
You know what I
Thank you.
realized?
I'm
The
going back to
elites,
sleep.
they don't. If you're an elite, they don't make you wear a mask. I was
Yeah.
up in my bed, up
Really?
front on the plane,
Yeah.
mask off, dude.
Was this JetBlue?
This was Delta.
Oh, okay.
I was flying Delta 1.
Wow. Must
Now,
be
a lot of
nice.
guys don't fly Delta 1. I fly Delta 1.
Delta Force One.
Yes.
Some people question if it's even a real thing.
Yeah, but it is.
So secretive.
What, the masking?
No, Delta Force One.
The mask.
Oh, yeah.
Guys.
What are your takes on COVID?
Yeah, Frank.
You know, God Almighty. I'll
Yeah,
say
Frank.
I'll say this: the sort of inevitability with which every single conversation you have with someone returns to COVID is really boring.
Very
now.
political response.
I-
What do you
well-
think about masking kids?
Oh, yeah. he could. I told him the other day he should run for something.
That was a masterful.
Nah.
That was a masterful answer.
Too many skeletons. Too many skeletons.
Really?
Oh, no.
Yeah, you know.
Did you
What
tell
the
a
hell,
full
Frank?
story about that fateful night on that snowy
that
mountain?
sounds like
Well, it's
a-
more like, you know, when our you remember when the crazy rainstorm happened and everyone's basements flooded?
No.
Oh yeah, that happened here, right? And it got
Yeah.
everything flooded. Yeah.
Yeah, our basement
yeah.
flooded, and I
Yeah, didn't, like-
stupidly forgot to
Oh, yeah, the
unchain all the
cellar
kids I
flooded.
had down there. So
The cellar flooded while
It's not
people were
good.
in there.
Wait, so what happened in the flood? How's that
pouring
tied to your
down.
skeletons? Give me one skill.
well, there were just a bunch of people down there who, you know, for some reason were chained.
Oh, Frank,
And-
you didn't
Ew,
chain it up.
Frank.
You pulling Archie.
They drowned, and you know,
You could kill someone, though. Of all the people I know that would, you.
I used to say, you know, people would give me shit for
Being a psycho?
for eating too much,
Really?
and they would be like, "There's starving children in your basement." That's what they would say, which I thought was pretty funny.
So they would attack you because
I always get this. I always get this psychopath thing. People think I'm a psychopath.
I don't think you're a psychopath.
because of American Psycho.
Yeah.
Why?
That's why.
Why? Have you seen it?
I've seen the movie. Yeah. Why would you think people
I
think you're
guarantee this
psychopathic?
guy wakes up and like stretches naked in the morning.
No.
True. What is like? What's
looks
like?
in the mirror like, today is your day, Francis.
This coming from the guy who's literally stretching today.
I had a nice stretch. And let me tell you, it was hard. All right. You guys can sit here and laugh.
Yeah. What would your darkest like personal thought be that you could air?
I have a you know, I have one person that I really don't like.
Nice.
Who?
There's a guy who wrote an article about me
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
that went so beyond where it needed to go. You know, it was so beyond the story and was simply meant to make life harder for
Hit
me
piece.
for as long as possible.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. And I have dreams often of finding I don't want to say like a hacker, but somebody who knows what they're doing with computers and just planting troves of child pornography on his hard drive. And then the FBI gets an anonymous tip and then they raid his place and find it on his computer and he's toast. That's my
God.
fantasy.
That's the
Nice.
best revenge, by the way.
Isn't that a good one?
And then you know
Yeah.
what you should do? You should commit a crime to get into that jail and tell everyone, be like, that guy's here for fucking
Yeah.
child porn.
Jail is not good for
Let's
people like him.
murder
Ah,
and have
yes.
sex with him.
Yes. Yeah.
That'd be the ultimate revenge. You throw your own life away to rape him.
Or just visit one. You can just visit a guy, look a guy up in that jail, visit him, be like, yo, I got.
Well, that would
1,000.
probably be a little easier.
Yeah, you know,
I'm thinking you get in there with him.
True.
So your penis is the
hop
one.
turnstiles in that
Yes.
like. Yeah, but
Yeah.
jail's weird because they might just like ship you to some weird place.
True.
Also,
Yeah, you might
my
not get
boy's
the same
getting
one.
out this week, dude. My boy's getting out, dude.
Who?
Wheezy,
Yes.
free Wheezy, dude.
You got a friend in prison?
Party
county.
time.
He's in the
Excellent.
county.
Wow.
I have two buddies right now. Two buddies who are locked under the law.
I don't know
They won't
anybody
let
in
me
prison.
out.
Dude, he's getting out this week. It's going to be big. I just got word that he had a problem with his cellie.
Really? What was
his
his celly
cellie
up
was
to?
fucking around doing some nonsense. And he said, look, pal, if you get me caught, I'm going to fuck you up. And he moved him.
What a dingus.
Yeah.
So, guys, here's what I got to tell you.
Yeah. What's it all about?
Went out to UFC. Went with St. Rogies, guys. Has blessed me. Took me out to UFC. I got to sit there and watch the guys wrestle and fight for my entertainment.
Nice.
I sat there and I watched the men and women fight to the death.
Did you eat anything the whole time?
I had chicken fingies.
You had fingies?
I had
like-
some tendies. Me and DC had some tendies. A lot of people don't know that DC munches tendies during the broadcast.
Is that Daniel Cormier?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
When's he
DC
sneak
was
'em?
like right
Barely
here.
keeping up with the.
Some tendies to the side, dude. In between.
Did you ever see his Popeyes video?
No.
He loves chicken.
He
Do you
does
want
love
me to
that
pull it up?
chicken.
There's a video of him like dancing shirtless and like with Popeyes. He loves
Really?
Popeyes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a big thing people teased him on for a while.
it was cool. The whole thing was cool. But this is the big story. The night before, me and Rogan did a show in Irvine, and one of Nate Diaz's bros, Nick, not Nick Diaz, but his name's Nick. What up, Nick? Is a fan, and he was like, I invited them to the show, and they were like, we're not going to make it, but come hang out with us. I was like, obviously, yes. But then I had to work seeing if Rogies wanted to go out, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime Nate Diaz experience.
Yeah.
So I had to wait till Rogies got done, and I was like, dude, I got to do this. And he was like, absolutely, go. So I get down there. I got down to the bars where they were on Huntington Beach at about 1:30.
Oh
The
God.
bars closed in like a half hour. I got there at 1:30. Bars were closed, and I walk in. Nicest guys in the world. Most like warm group of dudes, like Nate Diaz and his bros.
Yeah.
As soon as I walked in, they were all very nice. They were like, "Yo, fucking shotgun a fucking beer with us." They were like, "Let's." And Nate Diaz, dude, that was the one guy I've always wanted to hang out with. I've literally from day one, I've been like, "This is the coolest fucking guy of all time," and he was exactly who you would imagine him to be.
It's always sweet when people live up to the
Oh my god,
how you think they
he
are.
was just fucking hilarious. The whole time he was funny. If anybody asked for a picture or anything, you said like, "Hell yeah, let's do it," and take the picture immediately. The second there was one person that seemed like they were being confrontational, he attacked them with zero hesitation. Zero, dude. We were
God,
standing
dude.
on the corner after it. Just a jacked dude walked up with a tank top, and he did have a scowl on his face,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
all it took.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yo, you think you're tough?" And the guy was standing there like, "Oh shit, Nate."
Do you think he knew who Nate Diaz was?
Oh, I'm sure.
So
Yeah,
do you
dude,
think
he was
do
like-
people come up?
If you're wearing a beater publicly, you know who Nate
True.
Diaz is.
Fair point.
He
do
knew
you-
who he was.
Do you think that people come at Nate Diaz on the street simply to test themselves?
Definitely.
I can't imagine anyone being that dumb. That's like, because dude,
Did
he
someone do the
didn't
John-Claude Van Damme? Actually, I think they beat
Yeah.
the shit out of John-Claude Van Damme.
really. Someone beat
I
up
think someone beat
John-Claude?
the shit out of John-Claude. It's one of them, either him or Steven Seagal. But they were like in their 50s. Someone
Yeah.
beat the fuck out of him.
So
Man,
Nate Diaz is what? He's a welterweight,
he fluctuates.
lightweight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like what 170?
Got robbed against McGregor the second time.
So, but
in
okay,
IMO.
let me ask you this:
True.
at what point, even though you know who he is, but you're just like way bigger, does it matter? Or does he? Could he
Jesus.
beat up a 6'5", 270
He would clear this
pound-
room.
Yeah.
He would clear this room of us.
I would. All four?
Yes.
You think of the four of us
Yes.
jumped
Dude,
on
well,
him?
the problem is he would hit one of us so fucking hard
We'd be
that
dead,
we'd all be
yeah.
like,
Dude,
Fair
Rogies
enough.
would clear this room.
Oh, listen, I'm not.
did you ever do jiu-jitsu or any of that stuff?
No.
Dude, I did jiu-jitsu for 6 months, and there's dudes I didn't know anything, and I was like, I'd go to dudes like, I can definitely beat this guy up, and it's the most disorienting thing, because there's dudes that are just like so small, so skinny, and they just fuck you up, and you're like, fuck,
Dude,
it's crazy.
I got my ass beat
Sean's a
by
killer.
box steps today. If Nate Diaz threw a punch,
Yeah.
I'm laying down.
I'm not saying us. I'm just saying is if there's a some monster who does fight but obviously isn't in the UFC or is trained.
I think
or
even the
something.
dudes in UFC don't fuck with him.
Really.
Because number one, because he's willing to fight on the spot.
Yeah.
He's willing to get
Yeah.
a charge.
But aren't a lot of those guys? You
I'm
ever
sure-
watch?
I'm
You ever
sure
watch
a lot
like
of
the
them,
Ultimate
but-
Fighter? They fight in the house all the time.
Yeah, but those guys aren't the real guys. Like 3 of them now they are. But the
Yeah.
old ones were like, I'm a fucking bartender from Boston. I'm trying to get into the UFC.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I feel like if for a professional fighter, you'd probably need like, if you had maybe five or six very dedicated dudes to like straight bum rush fearlessly at once, yeah, you could probably like, so you just need one guy to kick him in the head while he's beating up 2 people. one person just kicks him right in like the neck.
So 5 civilians versus Nate Diaz.
I think if they were motivated in a cohesive group,
Mm-hmm.
I think they could do something pretty bad to him.
Interesting.
You have to sacrifice 1 or 2 of your mates.
Yeah.
Though. 1 or 2 of your mates is getting fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
I don't think we could. I'm not saying he would. He wouldn't be doing like jujitsu to us, because then yes, you could kick him in the head.
Yeah.
But it would just be him standing and throwing punches.
Yeah, but if you did the 360 circle, unless he last samurai,
Dude,
and just did full too many minds and was like,
Nate Diaz doesn't roll alone, dude. He's always got a squad.
He's got squadron.
and
also-
Stockton boys.
also, let me attest to this: the squadron does not stop grappling the entire night.
Yeah.
They are nonstop.
He's got a Foot Clan.
There is one.
Different dudes would start grappling, and I would stand there like, "Please don't get me, dude. Please, none of you get me."
Did no one tried to?
No one got me. Thank
Grapple?
Christ.
Yeah.
Do you ever have someone put their hands around your neck?
Yeah, all my uncles.
And they know
That's
what
all
they're
my uncles
doing?
do. That's all
That's
my uncles
hell.
do.
That
Dude,
is
these
hell.
guys, and then they would get serious. They would start grappling and start like rolling. Now that I hang out, now I'm a UFC guy. Once they would start rolling, and then the dudes would be like, "All right, let them go," and they would roll and wrestle as hard as they could until finally they'd have to pull them off.
Was this inside the bar?
This was outside for an hour, at least 1 hour after the bar.
Dude.
Of nonstop. And then
in
it
the
came
street.
and then it came time to get an Uber back to Nate's Airbnb. Chaos. No one called an Uber. Everyone sat there for an hour going, "Where's the fucking Uber?" And then 2 different guys would start wrestling. It was fucking, dude, it was heaven. It was heaven, bro.
That does rule,
It was everything I wanted.
dude.
And then we got back to the house. The house was everything you thought it would be. It was everything.
It was
It was
just
it was an Airbnb on the beach, but it wasn't like nice. It was like beer cans everywhere, and it was just 10 dudes. There were like 2 girls, 10 dudes, just guys vibing.
that's guy heaven,
They have
dude.
It was guy
bongs.
heaven,
Do they have bongs and nunchucks?
dude. Yes, laptop plugged into the TV, blasting rap on YouTube. It was heaven.
God, man.
And that's the funny thing is, you know, he wasn't like a dickhead, like, because they didn't know who the fuck I was, and the guy I was with was, thankfully, he was hyping me up a little.
Sick.
That helped, but they didn't. Dude, right when I met him, hug, what's up, dude? Let's drink. I mean,
Yeah.
You
It's
don't
good,
think
bro.
he had
Sky
any
heaven.
idea that who you were?
no.
Hmm.
Nate Diaz has no idea who I am.
Yeah, but you're co-signed by Rogan. I don't know.
That helped when they found out why I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's also
but man,
it's sick, dude. To see people hold it down like that pumps me up.
see a squad hold it down like that, and every dude was cool,
Yeah.
and they were all like, "We're just here having fun."
When
Just
everyone's
guys having
wrestling
fun.
like that, there's no room for cattiness either.
No,
Everyone's
it's-
wrestling,
Everything's
it's like-
settled immediately.
Like boom, immediately, dude.
And then they'd start wrestling, and Nate would be like, "Yeah, get that motherfucker!" Boom, boom. And he would like start like lightly punching whoever was on the ground.
Any sound effects?
Yeah, every time.
So how does it?
He
How
does
does
sound
it
effects.
end?
Oh,
How does the
King.
wrestle end? Does someone tap?
The last wrestle I remember was a guy that was refusing to tap, who was getting choked out, and they were like, "All right, that's enough."
So someone does eventually.
They all
step
were
in.
like, "All right," and eventually it was like, "Yeah, that's enough."
and
That's
they
enough.
know the breaking point.
I mean, the guy. They're all. I would assume they would all refuse to tap. That's how
Yeah,
the squad
true.
rolls.
Wow.
You cannot tap,
True.
dude.
Wow.
I mean, dude, coming back to
Which is, if one of them came near me, I'd be like, "Dude, stop,
Yeah,
stop,
immediately.
please, please."
Pull out my wallet.
Yeah, please, dude.
going back to the 5-on-1, I'm telling you, I think it is possible. I'm not underestimating a professional fighter.
I'm saying us 4 on the street. Nate Diaz is walking towards us.
yeah, that's the thing. That's the
We're
problem.
getting
It's the real
fucking-
life. It's a real because it is like stop,
Dude.
dude.
Yeah.
One
Remember
of
that
us
video?
gets just out cold, other three stop.
What was the guy?
But if we
who was
premeditated an attack, that's a different thing.
premeditated? I hear you. We got. Oh, this was so funny when we got done. Me, Norman, and Ari got done with Rogan. We went out that night. We were eating, and I forget who asked him like who would win in a fight. All 3 of us versus you, and he, without even hesitating, he was like me. He would fucking
All three?
me, Ari, and Norman versus Rogies. Rogan would fucking slaughter us.
All
dude.
three of you guys, though?
Yes.
What if you poked his
Have
eyeballs?
you seen him throw a kick?
He's nasty. Yes, that's
Dude,
vicious.
that kills one of us.
Sure. Okay, yeah.
Who's
Forgot about kicks. I forgot about
Yeah,
kicks.
the kicks.
dude?
The
leg
kicks are
kick?
coming out of
Kicks,
nowhere.
Yeah, that fucks up my whole
You're like,
battle
wait,
plan.
my shin is broken.
The second one of us would try to
fuck.
grab a leg. You're catching like a flying knee.
I forgot about that. I forgot about the kicks. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of just a guy like, and you're like, he punches two of you, and another guy like grabs his neck and just like punches
You
him.
can't
in the,
grab their neck too.
Yeah.
They're good at like figuring that out.
Shit, man.
I
So how many
took-
guys do you think you would need? 10?
I think to get Rogan,
10?
no, we would need 3 more. Me,
6
Ari,
guys.
and Normans.
6 guys.
Double us, we can take him. Ari's useless.
Could you guys simulate
Ari's
this though?
totally useless.
Dude, you never know. He could be the last.
Ari
he
would
could
be
the
useless.
final guy.
Norman, I would imagine, would be totally useless. And
Yeah.
after today's experience, I'm useless.
Nah, dude, you're
That's
gonna be.
3 useless bros.
He's gonna start worrying about you if you keep these
Bro.
sessions up. Rogan's gonna be like, "Hold up, wait a second."
If you
He's gonna be
went
sleeping
in,
like this, dude. when
the
you're
only
down.
move I have is to slowly walk towards someone. That's going to result in
Michael
the
Myers?
hardest fucking roundhouse to the body.
I love the idea of like this melee against Joe Rogan happening, and Shane sees a box and he's like, "Hang on, guys."
Watch this.
Steps up on it, and then Rogan kicks it out from under him.
Dude, my box steps are out of this world.
What if you jumped? What if one of you jumped off of something? Do you think that'd improve the chances?
No.
If like one of you jumped off of a trash can,
You have to watch the kicks.
okay,
And
two
then
guys.
watch me and Ari and Norman do anything.
I know his kicks are vicious.
He
Dude.
would slaughter us.
Those back, I've that back kick is burnt in my brain on
Yeah,
YouTube.
the sound of
he's-
it. Yeah.
And he's done combat sports his
I
whole
know,
fucking life.
I know.
hmm
You need to
It's
ask
a
how many
bloodbath.
guys you think realistically? How many guys you think he could take?
Depends who, obviously.
True.
Me, Ari, and Norman are a
Non-trained
weak-
fighters.
A weak trio.
Non-trained fighters. Trained fighters.
I mean, Frank might be able to handle me. Ari, and fucking,
No, no, I'm not a good fighter. I got my shit kicked in.
What's some fight stories?
oh yeah, you told us a fight
have
story.
you?
didn't you?
Yeah, have I told you that? I've told
Yeah,
you that.
what was it? What happened?
I got beat up by a lobsterman
Yes.
up
What?
in Maine.
Yeah. He was wearing his
Real
bean,
bad.
dude. The lobstermen do not take kind to the LL beanies.
No, that's well. I mean, I bet he was wearing bean too. He was wearing Timberland boots and kicked me in the face.
What?
I'm tall. I'm 6'3". I mean,
How big was this lobsterman?
huge. He was beefy and he was flexible
What the fuck was his problem with you? How'd you know he's flexible?
because he kicked me in the face.
Oh, yeah, okay.
How do you get your
Standing?
leg? And he was wearing Carhartt pants.
Wait, standing.
Yeah. Jaw.
Threw Carhartt pants, kicked you in the fucking face.
Yeah. Middle of winter. December
Oh
23rd.
my god!
December 23rd, and it was snowing.
What was
It
your
snow
beef
on
with
the
this
ground.
lobsterman?
In Maine? So Portland, Maine. I grew up near there in Freeport, home of LL Bean.
Yep.
And I say this because I've heard Shane's a big LL Bean fan, which made
I
me
got
really
one.
happy.
I got a one bean jacket. I'm pretty pumped. on.
I'm
gonna
Land's
bring
End.
you. I'm gonna bring you a present next
Please.
time I go home.
Please.
Ooh. I'm LE. I'm all Land's End. No offense. I'm Land's End.
That's just poor.
Nah,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Land's End. Land's End's poor.
No,
Land's
I
End
used
for
to
the
get
poors.
my godmother used to give me a $15 Land's End gift certificate
And
every
you'd
Christmas.
throw it out.
Yeah, I don't even know how to validate
Tell you what,
that.
if you were in some end, that lobsterman would have been like, "What's up, bro?
Could be.
Let me tell you about lobstering."
Or he'd be like, "Who's this preppy douchebag?" I feel like
Land's
Land's
End?
End is preppier, but it's cheaper than LL Bean.
What?
LL Bean, you real woodsmen wear that shit.
Nah, dude.
Yeah, you're eating.
When you're on a lobster boat, they'd be like, "It's some bean. It's just some end." They're like, yeah, "Get on the boat, bro." Let's go. They think they're like, if you're an end, they raise the lobsterman, raise their leg up. They're like, they check their kick. They're like, nah,
Yeah.
he's cool. He's cool.
they
Lobstermen
give you a
throw
hand.
kicks.
They give you a hand to get
What
on the boat.
fuck?
They're
That's
like,
all
"Oh,
they do
watch
on
your
those
step."
boats. On
Practice
those boats, are just like,
karate.
huh.
So you challenged the lobsterman.
No,
and he
this
sent
is
you
what
to
happened.
hell.
So we
he sent you to the depths.
Did he put
of
his
hell.
claws on you
we
too? Or just the feet?
we were. It was December 23rd, 2 nights before Christmas. I was sophomore in college. Out with all my high school
Sophomore
friends.
year is not a good year for you, bro.
No,
That's a.
but this
fucking-
was college now, so I was
Gotcha.
20, and we went to the bars in Portland. They close at 1, So it's super early, which makes everyone sprint through their drinking.
Especially if it pisses Lobsterman off. I've talked to a lot of Lobstermen about this.
Yeah.
We're always like, dude, the bar's closed so fucking early.
Yeah.
well, because they wake up so early. They like it because they wake up early.
The bars be closed. I'm trying to get my yellow bean wet. Trying to get a little wet.
So you come out of the bar, it's 1 o'clock.
No, we go to the pizza place at Bill's Pizza, and it's where everyone
That's
would
where
go.
the Lobsterman is.
We file into a booth.
Bill's Pizza. After a long night of drinking.
We got a couple bucks from the hall. It won't last long.
I'm starting to think you guys don't want to hear this.
I want to hear the
No, we
story.
wanna hear
I'm kidding. I'm
Just giving it
kidding.
texture.
I like the sound effects. It's like an NPR thing. This feels like what is that? Prairie Home Companion. You guys are Prairie Home Companioning.
The Prairie Home Companion.
I never listen to NPR.
Whatever. In Land's End, that surprises me. That's definitely
Land's End stuff your mom would
Frank's
get
a
you.
little snarky bitch, dude.
Same, you bring it out of me. I gotta fight back.
True. It is good. I
Bristling.
appreciate that.
My
I appreciate
hackles
that.
are up.
I
All right, so the
appreciate
Lobsterman. You
So
chat-
we're in the
so you're in
booth.
there.
We
the
order the
Lobsterman
pizza.
comes in.
What toppings? What toppings
Hold on.
you got?
I don't even know.
Lobster. The Lobsterman.
Lobster pizza, one please.
The Lobsterman comes into the bar. You're chatting with a girl about
No.
books you've read, and he goes, "You think you know everything because you read these books at Harvard?" And then you're out at Bill's Pizza, and he slams a fucking thing against the window and goes, "You know that girl? I got a fucking number. How do you like them lobsters?" All right, you're at Bill's Pizza.
Oh man, that went better than I expected it to. I won't lie.
You're at Bill's Pizza.
There, and I'm with my friends, and then a bunch of kids that we used to are big rivals from lacrosse are at the next booth over. But it was like we hated playing against them, but they were fine guys.
Yeah.
And so I got up and went and said hi to them, and I was catching up with them, but I wasn't like friends with these guys. And then these two girls came in, and they were fighting each other. These girls, but it was like not cool fight. It was like angry women, like hair pulling kind of.
Yikes.
Yeah, they were in the thick of it.
Disgusting.
And one of the guys at this group of guys I was talking to yelled like, look at these whores. I don't even know what he said.
Yes, yeah. You told this on the podcast before.
I've told you this on the
yes,
podcast?
You
I
told
didn't-
us this
I don't
at the
remember this.
stand.
Then I don't
Unless
wanna
you told
tell
me-
it
Unless
again.
you told me this.
I've told you this in this room.
I've never
Okay.
heard this.
but
I'm
I
sorry.
don't think if I
Who
have
cares? Keep telling it. These
Yeah.
people are new.
okay.
They don't care.
So the cross team called them whores. Did the cross team try to rape them at all?
Did you and your
No.
buddies on the lacrosse team try to rape
Again,
those women?
not my buddies,
They're the rivals.
rivals.
Gotcha.
But what I don't know if he said whatever. He said something like,
yeah,
"Look at
fuck
these
outta here,
idiots" or
dumb
something.
bitches.
What, yeah, and then one of their boyfriends came over and was like, to his credit, I still remember this. He was like, "We're trying to get them to calm down. Please don't make it worse." He was like nice.
Yeah.
And then one of the other ones said something like, "Keep your dogs on a leash."
The Lax Bros.
And they were just like, they were all shit faced. And I, by the way, I was not inciting this, but the guy, he's standing over us. We're all in this booth, and he cracked the guy who said that in the nose, and his nose exploded all over the pizza, which had not been eaten.
He
yet.
ruined the pizza.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
So-
you said, "I'm not going to stand for this."
I remember being like, I'd never seen that really happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it happened so fast that I was just like, what? And they immediately got out of the booth, and then his buddies were like, all right, it's going.
Yeah.
And then the group of guys was like, they were pushing, and I'm like, am I part of this? Like, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Because I was in the booth with them, but they weren't the guys that I was there with, and they weren't my friends.
Yeah.
But I was like, that was pretty. I remember thinking like that was really unjust, and I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to do something here,
Yeah.
but I didn't know what. And we pushed towards the pizza counter, and then the guy. Apparently, this happens a lot at this pizza place, Bill's Pizza. I think it's gone out of business now, but there were fights there all the time because it was where everyone would gather
Yeah.
when the bars closed. There's one pizza place. It was open late, and the guy pulled the fire alarm instantly. The guy who owned the place,
Nice.
which like summons the police or whatever.
Yeah, it's like pouring water on fighting cats, though.
Yeah,
and everyone's
just-
like, yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, all right, this is getting bad. So I went outside thinking like I don't, whatever.
That's when you met.
But the guy
Your
who
fucking
threw the first
maker.
punch was already out there
Oh,
waiting. And I come out. It was a swinging door that had a bell over it. I still can hear the bell, like I
God.
was signaling, like
Yeah.
ding ding. Here we
Round
go.
one.
And I walked out, and he was squaring off.
Fuck.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'm supposed to fight this guy.
Oh man.
And so I got into what I thought was like a fighting stance, but we were kind of like we were like 6 or 7 feet apart. And then I think in the process of me closing the distance to him, I just put my hands down, and he kicked me in the face.
Oh.
And then
Fuck.
he got on my back because I was on my hands and knees, and he stepped over my back like he was saddling me. And then he grabbed the back of my coat collar, hoisted me to a good height for him, and started just teeing off like he was hitting a pinata, my face. And he's swinging around my face because he's behind me.
Oh god.
He's like riding me.
That it kind of helped. I feel like though.
No. Not really. I
hoist-
mean,
oh,
I
he
couldn't put my hands up to. I'm on my hands and
gotcha.
knees.
I thought you said he hoisted you off the ground like.
No. I'm on my hands and knees, and his legs are over my back, like he's straddling me, and he's grabbed my collar, and he's just hitting me as I face the other direction
Okay.
on my
no,
knees.
That's bad.
And he got me like probably 7 or 8 times.
Jesus.
And then finally he stopped because I think he realized he was going to kill me. And then he helped me up, and I looked around very like woozy.
He said, "Who are you guys?" And he goes, "We're Lobsterman. We're the Lobsterman."
We're the men of the
Yeah.
Dutch princess.
Yeah. How'd you find out about the
out
marriage
of
trade?
Belfast Harbor. Well, I looked around. How did I find out that he was a lobsterman?
Yeah.
So there. I'll get there,
All right.
but I'm almost done. I promise.
That's a great story.
I looked around. Every guy from our group, this group of guys that I should not have been fighting
Sure.
for or with, had fought a different guy from his team, and everyone had like tied. They were all lying on the ground groaning. So there was no clear winners except that my guy was totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at this point, I remember like now the cops were coming. And so they started getting into a cab, and I walked over to their cab and I went, "Are you guys okay?" And the big guy who'd beaten me up was like, "Yeah, are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've always wondered if I could take a punch." And I'm honestly like happy to know that I can.
Yeah.
And then we like dapped each other up, which, I probably shouldn't have done.
No.
Because I was not in good shape. I had broken my orbital bone. I
Oh.
had hairline fractures in my gums. My nose was broken. I ended up having a huge surgery on my nose because all the bones healed over my left nostril, and I couldn't breathe out of that. Let alone
No, that's
do-
good. When the adrenaline's flowing, you have to be.
You gotta go,
boisterous.
"Hey man,
I was-
fair fight.
Yeah.
You're the better man."
Totally. I thought that was cool though. Like I was like, man, that's good sport, combat. And
No, you should have said, "Do you know who the fuck I am? Do you know who my father is? I will make your world a living hell for what you've done to me." And you should actually find out what his name
well,
was.
I know who he was, which is how
You
I know
should
he was a
make-
lobsterman.
Okay, make an effort to destroy his fucking existence.
Yeah, say it right now.
No, don't do
No,
that.
I'm not going to say his name, but the reason I know is because I
I don't want
wrote
this guy coming after
Oh,
us.
fuck.
I
yeah.
wrote a blog about this at Barstool, and then the guy read it and messaged me.
What did he say?
He was like, "That was me. I remember that very well that night." Like
This guy
know,
fucking owns you.
I've been, but he was like, "I've been following your work at Barstool. I didn't know you were that guy. I think you're
God.
funny, like yada yada." And then I was like, we went back and forth. I was like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "I work on a boat."
You should say, "Have you been training?" Because I have.
Round 2.
I'd like to see you someday.
Oh God,
Let's meet at Bill's
dude. He was
Pizza.
huge, man. He was like man tough.
I mean, he was man tough, and he threw a fucking kick to your face. That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'd like to know more about this guy.
What type
Yeah.
of kick was it? Do you remember?
All I remember
The
is
side?
that all of a sudden I was on the ground, and then I had tread on my chin. That's how I knew it was a kick. That's how I knew what had happened.
Did he do like a Billy Jack where it was just like, "Whoa," and his leg just like?
No, I
flipped up?
think it was like, yeah, I don't
It's
think
a real leg, by the way. You just saw that.
True.
What is this leg joke?
It's not a joke.
People think I have a fake
Matt has
leg.
fake legs.
Now that both of my legs are
Now
prosthetic.
both legs are fake.
I like that.
Oh man.
So, you know, that's the story. But I had to go get. We all went back to my buddy's place because we were going to sleep there because
God damn.
and we did what dudes do, which is that we recapped the fight.
Of course.
But now I was back with the guys I had originally gone out with, who
Yeah.
had just been watching this whole thing happen.
Oh no.
Oh,
Not
man.
involved. They were like yelling, "The police are on!" They were like,
Yeah.
and they all started to try to insert themselves into the story,
Yeah.
being like, when one of them, I jumped in and
Yeah.
I was like, none of
You
you
should say,
were
"Guys,
anywhere to be found.
Where were you when my orbital was being smashed?
That was your team. You should have switched to the rival team. At least they had some fucking.
I
They had
know.
some heart.
Well,
Yeah.
they were because they were standing up for the guy who'd gotten punched in the nose, whose
They
nose
kind of.
was
They were the
destroyed.
aggressors. They were the verbal aggressors.
Agreed.
They were the verbal
The
aggressors.
Lobsterman obviously is the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wins in this whole thing. I
That
feel like.
blows that you had to be the victim,
Yeah, but,
but it was going to be somebody.
yeah. The next day it was December. It was Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And I drove home at 7 a.m. and walked into our home as my mom was like baking Christmas cookies, and my face looked like beef tartare.
Yeah.
Oh, he said, "Lobsterman got my face, ma."
He said, "Ma."
"Ma."
She probably dropped her plate. And went, was it a lobsterman? Francis, was it a lobsterman?
I had to go get
It had like it had an LL Bean ice pack.
frozen lobster tails.
Damn.
I had to go to get emergency dental work done
Oh,
on a Christmas Eve because
God
they were
damn.
the regular dentist wasn't open, so I had to go get emergency
You go
dental
like
work
the
done to
dog
set my
vet.
teeth and all that.
damn!
That's
You were
wild.
mangled,
It was bad.
dude. You said you took like 6-7 punches like that.
It might have been more. I have fucking no idea.
Even still, that's like,
Untouched. The guy was untouched. It's just ace after ace.
What a
after
jerk.
ace.
What a jerk.
Pitched
After
a
the
perfect
kick.
game.
After the kick.
I mean, I still to this day give him credit for relenting. He relented.
showed mercy.
He's like a hockey player.
Also, there might have been one. It might have been his girlfriend who was fighting one of those girls.
Yeah, that somebody was
that's
like,
that'll
"Bitch."
put you in the biggest rage too.
You know what else? This is a funny story. Speaking of hockey, you see PK Subban's brother got heckled with a racist taunt by a player.
No?
No.
PK Subban's brother is in like the Southeastern League or some shit like that. He's not in the NHL, but he was playing, and an opposing player who has since been cut from the team due to this, I guess, acted like he made like monkey gestures at
Oh,
him,
God. Yeah.
which is terrible. But then I read the story, and it was PK Subban's brother was trying to punch him in the face, which is funny.
Wait,
Like if somebody, because it's hockey rules, you're allowed to fight.
yeah.
So you're not allowed to be racist. But it's funny that in any other situation, if a dude tried to attack you and you just went like, ooh, 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 like
Yeah.
that'd be, you're allowed. He
Yeah,
just
I mean,
tried to
it's-
beat your ass.
It's Mortal Kombat.
But
yeah.
in hockey, like then you read the story and he's like, yeah, I was trying to fucking punch him in the face. I can't believe he was racist. it's like, well, I can.
It is a weird clash. Yeah, it's a weird clash. Of
That's the
values.
time to be racist.
Yeah, if someone is going,
If somebody's
going for it,
trying to punch you in the face,
that's self defense.
that was self-defense.
That was
You can
self-defense.
claim
I'm only
self-defense. right?
racist when my back's against the wall.
You can shoot somebody in your house.
Yes.
But you can't
But
be like,
you
get
can't-
out of here, you Polak.
I don't know. It just made me laugh that that's the rules.
Yeah, that's kind of
like they were like, well, yeah, you're perfectly in your right to punch that man in his face,
yeah,
but his words, he's out of the league.
sticks and stones. Dude.
Sticks and stones, bro.
Mhm.
Does not apply.
Yeah. Now I'm not condoning what that man did. Of course, I would never.
It is weird. It's a weird arena for
but
that
it
kind
is
of
funny
stuff.
to be like, he said something mean to me.
What if
I
he was
just
like,
trying
I
to
was
attack
swinging.
him?
He's like, I fight monkey style, dude. He might have been like channeling
You
fucking.
can't
Kung
make
Fu.
the sound effects though. Even if that's
I'm not sure that
even
he
if that's
did.
your style.
I'm not sure that he did.
Yeah.
But either way, you can't do any monkey related. You can't. There's no monkey business.
True. That's true.
Strict, no monkey business.
School,
policy.
good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the next time, though, at least he knows. If he plays again, if he's like, let me just actually,
Yeah.
let me fight this man. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Just a regular fist fight. I don't need to be racist.
Good old fashioned fist fight.
But yes, to circle back to the coolest thing that's ever happened to me, hanging out with Nate Diaz was the best thing in my entire life.
Is it?
It was yes. It had to be.
Yeah, that's
It was
pretty.
a dream.
That's cool.
And then it was exactly what I wanted.
Wow.
Just watching him operate. It
Yeah,
was a
you've always
dream.
wanted to get under the hood and just
I
see him in
needed
action.
to see what that was like.
Yeah.
The whole squad ruled.
Was he
too.
smoking a lot of weed?
Yeah, there was some weed.
Mm-hmm.
I did not participate because I don't
Smart.
like that stuff.
Yeah.
But I did. Oh, this is the best. This is the story I wanted to get to. This is not Nate Diaz related. This is at the UFC. I'm sitting behind the commentators table. So Megan Levy, guard dog, you know her. She's a sweet angel.
Yep, wife to Joseph Benavidez, former flyweight
Oh,
UFC
really?
fighter. Yes.
She's a pretty lady.
She's a beautiful
and she
woman
was sitting
and a great
directly in
analyst.
front of me. I was sitting with other members of the UFC like production team.
Mm-hmm.
So she turns around and waves at somebody directly behind me while I'm eating the chicken tendies. I'm sitting here with a box of tendies, and I look up, and she was waving, and I went. She looked at me and went, dude, it was crazy. It was insane.
It was Shane Day, dude. You know,
Dude,
Shane
I thought I
Day.
was like, everybody loves me. I'm eating tendies. A beautiful woman smiled and waved, and I went,
Hello.
and while waving, I realized what was going on. And I was just like,
My brother killed me with that one time. A lady was like, "Hey," and I turned around, and he was like, "Dude, not everybody's fucking talking to you all the time." And I was like,
yeah, that one hurt.
"That's
And-
all right. That's understandable, though. That's fully understandable."
I know it was just a reflex wave,
Yeah.
but then and I was smiling, waving back, eating chicken fingers in the front, hunched over in my chair because there was nowhere to put the tendies. I was holding a tray, and I went from me to you. I waved to somebody from this distance.
Oh, and it's that
It
close.
was this close, dude.
Oh, she didn't give it. She wasn't like, "Hey,
Dude, she literally looked like I didn't do what I did. She literally acted like it didn't happen. She
That's
was
kinda
like,
nice.
okay, who the fuck is this guy? And then
should have offered Tendy." She went,
it was then the ring girls would walk by every second.
"They're pretty.
Oh my god.
They're pretty girls."
And everybody has to pretend they're not staring at their asses. They're perfect asses.
Yeah.
Every single person that I was with was like, I would notice it every day, every round. They would walk by and everyone was like, I was.
You're greedy.
Tap the guy next to me and be like,
You know-
a ring girl caught me a couple times
Really?
because they would round to the bend.
Isn't that the point of them?
They would round to the bend and I'd be sitting there going, smiling at them. And it was the same three girls all night. It's the same
Really?
three. So every time they'd walk by, I'd be like,
You should have done like
"Tendies?"
a.
But if you're sitting that close, don't they assume that you're somebody?
And I know I make this joke a lot. They could have thought I was like a special guy. I was up front wearing like a fucking NASCAR t-shirt,
You were
sitting there like
Tendied up.
eating tendies.
you were a good boy.
I was a very good
Hey,
boy.
they probably thought you had like 20 million GBPs, dude.
This might be that was the ultimate. It was the ultimate GBP
Does he
trip.
have a lot of
It was the
GBPs?
ultimate GBPs.
Fuck.
And they sit together on the other side of the ring. I'm sure they sat down and be like, "Do you see this guy?"
When they come out, you should do a full closed eyes. Yeah, just.
I mean,
Can you film in there?
yeah, I got some sick footage.
Just a fucking.
Yeah, but then I was filming and I looked like such a dork.
What, the film?
Instead of taking it in, I was standing there like, and I was the guy standing next to me was Rogi's driver and his guy.
Yeah.
So I'd be filming and I'd stop every time and be like, "What the fuck am I? Who am I? Who do I think I am?"
That's nice to catch a little glimpse.
I kept, and then I like would I'd be like, "Oh, it's Dwayne Wade." Zoom in on Dwayne Wade.
All right. Who else did you see?
Dude,
Jackass. I got to meet those guys.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
nice.
cool.
That was GBP City.
that's pretty sick.
I mean, this was the
What's
GBP,
GBP?
trip.
What's
Good boy
Dude.
points, dude.
Oh.
yeah, the ultimate experience.
It was if
Good
I
boy
could have
heaven.
picked who to meet,
Yeah.
it would have been Nate Diaz and Jackass.
Which
It was
guys from
phenomenal.
Jackass?
I met Knoxville,
Nice.
Pontius, and the guy who invented it. What's his name? Jeff?
Tremaine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's sick.
And the other guys, the new guys, which I'm excited to see.
What's
their
their new?
film.
What's the new bros?
The new bros? I forget.
They
their
got.
fucking-
I didn't know they got fresh blood into Jackass.
They got
Had to.
fresh blood, and that's how I met them. I fucked up.
Where do you scout Jackass blood? I thought that Enterprise was gonna like, not to be a dick. I thought like there was nobody left who would do that kind of shit. Like those stunts made sense in the '90s, but now I'm like, I guess I'm just older. That's all it is. I think about that. I'm like, that's
Did you
fucking
guys ever
crazy.
do
No,
Jackass
Zach
stuff?
Holmes.
Yeah, dude.
I fucked up.
Yeah.
Zach Holmes, known as Jackass. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah, Bam Margera used to skate at the Boards and Blades skate park we'd all go to. And he would like, dude, Bam's dropping it. And before he did Jackass, he was like a nasty pro skater.
Yeah.
So we'd all be like, fuck, Bam's drop. That's Bam Margera, dude.
Yeah,
He's going to do the
I
big
met Bam a
dropping.
couple of times in Westchester. It was sick.
Dude,
He was a nice guy too.
he was cool.
He gets a bad rap. In Westchester, people would give him a bad rap because he was cool.
Dude, apparently, Legend had it. Legend had it. Bam Margera was that was a dream. You're a skater. You just want to get sponsored because you get free stuff. Legend had it. He'd pop a trunk outside Boards and Blades and like hook people up with shit. That was the Legend. Like, yeah, Bam will
Yeah.
hook you up with like Spitfire wheels if you catch him out by the car.
Dude, we need to
Wow.
give props to Zach Holmes.
What's his deal?
That's our bro.
For sure.
That's how I met those guys.
Oh, dude, I
He came over to him and his lady, I think, came over to me. I don't know if it was his lady. Actually, when Moreno
Cousin?
lost, the whole arena is all lads.
yeah,
It's all Mexicans.
yeah.
Moreno's the Mexican fighter. He lost, so the whole place just
They're
screaming.
tree stay.
And I locked eyes with the lady that was with him and went. We had a good chuckle. It was a fun
Yeah.
moment.
That's a revolution, dude.
So then there was a Viva Revolucion, dude. They vivaed out. And then at the end, they came over and were like, hey, we're fans of what you guys do. And I was like, sick, dude. Can I meet everybody? And they're like, yeah, come on. It was sick.
That rules.
It was a nice time.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I hung out with the Jacket. I just shook their
Still.
hand. I was like, I think you guys are really cool. Yeah.
That was the fucking, literally, it was the coolest shit.
It
Best.
still is.
Yeah.
It rules hard
It
as fuck.
still is.
But dude, when like that shit hit initially,
Yeah.
I remember being little and just being like, there were so many kids who were like 14, 15 being like, I know what I want to do with my life. It's clear now.
Yeah.
I want to do 6 stunts with my boys. It's all I wanted to do.
We did
And
6 stunts.
I would like look at them. I'd be like, I don't know if I could jump down that hill.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could. fully do
I
it.
stood back a little. I let my buddies jump off the deck.
We
Into a tree.
were right there.
Did some
We were right
stunts?
there. We
On the
we
cusp.
we would do sleepovers at my place, and we had a little point and shoot digital camera that could shoot like 30 to 60-second clips
Oh,
at most.
Perfect. It's all you need.
And we would
Oh, man.
we would strap on like bike helmets and then get this single mattress and then go out to the ravine, which was really steep, and we would ride the mattress down the ravine like a toboggan. And we would always, the best part was always doing the intro, like I'm Francis Ellis and this is the ravine thing, like
Yeah, that's fun.
because they would always intro.
Yeah,
I'm
for
Johnny
sure, for
Knoxville and this is this.
Yes.
What's a ravine technically?
I think it's just a steep embankment that typically has some sort of water running
Gotcha.
down the bottom of it, but
Gotcha.
it might not. It's just a very steep bank.
So you guys would go down into the. Did you guys have
We would ride it down. It was so steep you could ride a mattress down it.
Whoa.
Damn, were there any sick spills? Any gnarly?
Oh, we would tumble.
Did you bail gnarly?
We would tumble. We'd be all cut up.
Wow.
The squad would be bruised up.
I
But we
can't
were
believe
wearing our
Knoxville didn't
helmets.
call.
True.
Yeah, well, we didn't send that anywhere.
we have a tape of me and my boys jumping off sheds. Pretty sick.
That's good. That's good.
Jump
Yeah.
off the shed, jump off the back deck, jump off my one friend's roof into some trees. We got a little rowdy, dude.
Yeah.
When I was like real little, I used to jump up by myself. I would climb a shed and just jump off of it repeatedly.
That's pretty
Yeah.
tight.
So
Yeah.
and I would just like go home and like
Catching
eat dinner.
sick air is
could
I was
take it.
addicted to it, dude.
You could take it.
you are an air hog.
I'm not gonna lie. I am.
Hey, where are we at on this?
Yeah, I think we're
'Cause
like
we got
120.
120. Wow, what a sweet treat for you fellas.
That was.
So we got to switch over to the Patreon.
Yeah. I'll get out of
Do you
here.
have any
think
dates and stuff?
you're gonna get out of here. What the hell,
I
dude?
gotta get home for feed the pythons.
All
dude.
right.
That's fair. That's fair.
So you're not gonna join us for the Patreon?
Dude,
I didn't even know you wanted
dude,
to.
Indianapolis. I just added another day.
Nice.
Friday, I had another show.
Nice.
So,
Sick.
Indianapolis. Let me get these things out there, bro. I'm all fucking business
yeah.
right now. Just added the late show to Friday, February 4th. So that is open now. And
Nice.
Austin, it will be, let me see where this is. Austin, I believe, is in March 18th and 19th. So And then, dude, the big one, bro. You know this is the big one. Bananas. Bananas Comedy Club in North Jersey.
That's gonna be.
I'm doing that one soon.
That's going to be
Bananas
insane.
is going to be nice, bro. April 29th, April 30th, dude. Bananas will make or break me. If I fail Bananas, I'll never work in this fucking
Dude,
town
I did
again,
Bananas
bro.
once, and I forget who it was. We were talking about a headliner. There was like a picture of them on the wall, and I was like, damn, they're great. And the owner or the manager was like, yeah, I wish he was here this weekend.
Jesus.
And she accidentally said, she just said it. And I was like, yeah, I wish I was somewhere else this weekend. What the fuck, lady?
That's crazy. She's going to hate me.
No, she's great. That was just a one. It was a slip. It was a slip. And
It's
I
a-
was brand new.
Yeah, it's a funny thing to say, though.
17th, 18th, and 19th of March. I'll be. Oh, no, that's March. That looks like it could be the Comedy Works. I got to figure that out. In Denver. I'm coming in March. Get ready. 17th, 18th, and 19th of February, I'll be at the Comedy Connection in Providence, and it looks like we're adding another show Sunday. So that's 8 shows.
Must be nice.
Damn.
Yeah, 8 fucking shows. God damn it. 24th, 25th, and 26th.
That
Matt
sounds sick.
McCusker will be with me in Salt Lake City. How
That'd be
about
nice.
that?
Salt Lake City.
Never been.
March 3rd, 4th, and 5th, West Nyack, Levity Live. Wow, what a great show. What a great audience. Frank, what do you got, bro?
I'm doing Bananas February 18th and 19th.
Whoa.
Yeah.
If you can't make it to the Comedy Connection, make sure you buy tickets to Francis Ellis.
Yeah, come check that out. But the big one for me, I got a big one. Gotham Comedy Club,
Oh, nice.
April 8th and 9th here in New York City. Maybe one of you guys can do a
little drop in.
little drop in.
When is
Dropski
it?
Drinkski.
The 8th and 9th?
April 8th and 9th. Yeah.
That always looks so cool on that stage, too, when they
It's
film.
great.
Dang,
That
I'm
room's
supposed to be
awesome.
at the Palm Beach Improv the 8th and 9th. 8th and 9th of April. Don't go. Get out of New York. You're not going to want to be there. April 8th and 9th. Head to the Palm Beach Improv. Frank, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank
it's
you
always
guys
a treat, dude.
so
You're the
much
best.
for having me.
You're the best.
It was a blast. I really had a good time. You guys are good folks.
It's nice
You're
to
the
think about
best.
that Lobsterman just getting another notch on his
I
belt,
know.
hearing this and being like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kicked the
Everyone-
guy in the fucking face one time.
I like to believe that when he tells people that story, they don't believe him. I beat up that guy Francis one time, that
I'd
comedian.
say, yeah, right,
Yeah,
dude.
right.
You keep
dude.
pumping the teen, dude. You keep pumping the teen. They're going to be like, no fucking way.
Yeah, that's right.
You pump that creatine up?
I'm trying. Feed the pythons.
Yeah.
Do you ever pray that his ship goes down? Do you pray that the lobsters feed on him someday?
No, the horrible. I mean, my brain. You're not taking it far enough. You want global warming to increase such that the water temperatures rise and become unhospitable to lobsters, and they will continue to migrate north, which is already happening. And he's out of work.
Yeah, you want him to work on that boat forever.
Yeah,
Back-breaking work
He'll have
and
to switch.
yield very little rewards.
I always
switch to
wonder.
it.
You want him to be Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah.
You want him to have that life.
Yeah, I want him
I
to
always
be.
wonder if the elites would sacrifice the global ecosystem. And I'm like, I guess they would.
To settle
Yeah.
a score.
Yeah, they would. That's good to know.
Absolutely.
I thought I was like, man, they won't ruin the whole world. Yeah.
I tutored the kid in Manchester by the Sea.
Really?
Yeah, the kid who got nominated for the Oscar, Lucas Hedges.
Wow.
Tutored him for the ACT.
Nice.
He's from Brooklyn.
What'd he
Heights.
score?
I don't remember actually.
I'd like to make that public information.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's important for
he's
us.
done really well. You'd like that guy.
Really?
Yeah, he's crushed it. He's in so much now.
I have to take a look at his face. I have to Google it.
He was in mid '90s that Jonah Hill skateboarding movie that was pretty solid.
Oh yeah.
He's the older
Was
brother.
he the
in
main?
that.
Oh, he's the older brother.
Older brother.
All right. Well, guys, this has been a hell of a time. Frank, thank you.
What a
Matt,
pleasure.
as always, dude, it's such a pleasure working with you.
Dude.
Sean, you're one of the best, dude. You're up and coming.
Best in the business.
You're up and coming.
Thank you, Sharon.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait to see what happens with you. I can't wait to see it.
Me neither.
Okay. Thank you.